time for Rancho Cucamonga Quakes Baseball. Brought to you by Vineyard Bank, Pepsi, Laughlin's Convention and Visitors Bureau, Allstate Insurance, Carl Buddick, Galliano Winery, California Department of Conservation, Red Roof Inn, Fast Frame, Southern California Housing, and by Yellow Book USA. KWRM 1370 is the radio home to the California League affiliate of the Anaheim Angels. This is Rancho Cucamonga Quakes Baseball.
And welcome again to Rancho Cucamonga Quakes Baseball. Tonight on the radio
Rancho Cucamonga Quakes Baseball.
Jason Anapolian with you on KWRM 1370. And tonight we greet you from Rancho, home of the High Desert Mavericks, and site of Game 3 of this series between the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes, the California League affiliate of the Anaheim Angels, and the California League affiliate of the Milwaukee Brewers, the High Desert Mavericks. The Mavericks have taken the field. Let's go ahead and run down tonight's starting lineup. A pitching matchup on hand tonight with right-hander Phil Wilson getting the start. His first one since opening night. And Phil Wilson will be opposed by left-hander Ryan Costello. And the lineup Costello will face that the Quakes will set up for the plate. Reggie Willits leading off in center field. Batting second, Rancho Melgarejo. He is the right fielder. Erick Aybar is the shortstop, hitting third. In the cleanup spot, catching is Mike Napoli. The designated hitter, Greg Porter, will bat fifth. David Gates is the left fielder, hitting sixth. Justin Turner at first base, hitting seventh. Batting eighth, the third baseman, Adam Paskovich, followed by B.J. Weed, the second baseman. Reggie Willits has stepped in the box. We're ready for baseball on this cool spring evening, and the first pitch is down low. 1 ball, no strikes to Reggie Willits, a switch hitter batting left-handed. Here's Costello back to the plate, and the next pitch is outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Willits, Melgarejo, Aybar, Napoli, Porter, Gates, Turner, Paskovich, and Weed. 2-0 pitch. That one is down low to Willits, and the count is 3 balls, no strikes. Breeze blowing out to straightaway right field. The lights on here, but the sunshine bouncing off of the advertising panels above the right field wall. And the next pitch to Willits is a strike, 3-1. The Mavericks tonight in black-colored tops. Last 2 nights they've been wearing red-colored tops. Here, and it's blowing out to right. Melgarejo shows bunt, pulls back and takes a stride, 0-1. The Quakes last night counting out 12 hits, 11 runs on the night, 6 runs in the first. Starter David Nolasco did not make it out of the first inning, and then the Quakes counted out 2 more on the Porter home run in the second. 1 strike to count, and the pitch to Melgarejo is a strike called on the outside corner, and it is 0-2. On deck is Erick Aybar. The plate umpire is Steve Personi. He was the plate umpire for Game 1 of the series. Bo Morris is on the bases. Willits away from first, being held on by Travis Hinton, the first baseman. The next pitch, strike 3 called to Melgarejo, and he knew it. Out number 1. Well, Costello stayed away to Melgarejo, and I believe Melgarejo thought that Costello was going to come inside on him somewhere in the at-bat, and he never did. So 1 out, and here's Erick Aybar, who tripled last night 2 different times. Not often that you see a guy have 1 triple in a game, let alone 2. But Aybar, I think, with his speed, If he pulls a shot down the right field line this year as a left-handed hitter, he's going to have a chance to run a little while. Throw over to first, and Willits is back. No score, top of the first. The Quakes and the Mavericks. Mel Guerrejo struck out looking for the first out of the inning, and now Aybar, switch hitter batting right-handed, is at the plate. Willits is running. The throw down to first to Hinton is low, and it gets away from Hinton, goes into foul territory. Willits reaches second, gets up and scampers on his way to third, where he's in with a slide. An error charged to the pitcher on the play, and Willits moves over to third base on the play. So Willits is at third base, one away now for Erick Aybar. Here's the pitch, and Aybar chops the foul at the plate. Willits is given credit for a stolen base to second base. He moves to third on the air. The air is charged to pitcher Costello, who threw well low and hitting at first. One strike to count. Aybar really clouding the plate, and there's a wild pitch. Back to the backstop, and Willits is going to be out at the plate. That ball ricocheted immediately back to Vandenberg, the catcher, and he came up, and Willits had nowhere to go. So he is out on the base path, 2 unassisted for the second out of the inning. An interesting first inning. Stolen base by Willits. He moves to third on the air. Very well could have been picked off on that play. And then trying to score, he is tagged out 2 unassisted. Trying to score on the wild pitch. 1-1 to count. Aybar at the plate now, and the base is empty. And the pitch is fouled off to the right. 1-2. Aybar went from up at the plate with a runner on first and 1 out to a runner on third and 1 out. And nobody on base and 2 outs. His at-bat, the complexion of his at-bat has changed a couple of 2 or 3 times. Aybar chops the 1-2 pitch off of his front left knee at the plate, and he is sitting down in the left-handed batter's box. And he's getting up, and he's really rubbing that knee hard. Trainer Armando Rivas is going to come out of the dugout to check on Aybar for a moment. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. No score, top of the first inning. The Quakes and the Mavericks tonight. In left field for High Desert, Cam Boyd. Diggs is in center field, shading Aybar to right center. In straightaway right field is Candelaria. Jeff Ure, the third baseman, starting again tonight. Chavez at short. Felix Crabb, the second baseman. And Travis Hinton, the first baseman. Behind the plate tonight is a new catcher. We've seen Froilan Villanueva the first 2 games of this series. Tonight it's John Vandenberg. And left-hander Costello on the mound. He winds into his 1-2 pitch, and it's down low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. No runs or hits for either ball club. There has been an error here in the top of the first by the Mavericks. So far, they have not paid for it. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 outs and the base is empty. The wind and the pitch, and that one is off the plate, and it's a 3 ball, 2 strike count to Erick Aybar. Last night's game, the Quakes scored 6 times in the first inning, followed by 2 more in the second. And what went unnoticed was the rhythm that Gene Toledo kept when pitching in that ballgame. 3-2 pitch, and that one sliced up the middle into center field, a base hit. Aybar board with a 2-out single. He stops at first base, and Michael Napoli will be the hitter. Glad you can join us tonight on 1370 KWRM and RCQuakes.com. Michael Napoli is the hitter. Runner at first and 2 men out in the inning. Costello back into the stretch. Here's the pitch. Outside, way outside to the right-hander Napoli. And the count is 1 no strikes. Napoli hitting .500 on this young season so far. That's the bat on home plate. He's had a start behind the plate as the catcher. Tonight, that's where he is. He's also started some games as the designated hitter. 1-0 pitch is no win away. 2 balls, no strikes to count to Napoli. The Quakes lineup tonight has Porter on deck. He is the designated hitter. Porter played first base last night, capable of playing third base. With the designated hitter and the fact that guys can play different positions, he gives Bobby Meacham as the 2-0 pitch to Napoli. Swung on and missed, and it's 2-1. Gives Bobby Meacham the option of really mixing it up in his lineup. The Quakes tonight, game number 6 of the season, enter with a 3-win, 2-loss record, and there's 6 different starting lineups. 2-1 the count. Aybar from first, he does not go, and the pitch instead, it's a balk. A balk was called before Costello, the left-hander, released the ball. And that is the second balk of the series for High Desert's pitching staff. Moving down to second base on the balk is Erick Aybar. So he's in scoring position now with a 2-1 count to Napoli. That was a balk call where both umpires called it. 2-1 pitch. Aybar bluffs the pitch on the outside corner for a strike, and it's 2-2. Well, you better believe that Napoli, the catcher, will remember that call on the outside corner. I know he didn't like it, but being a catcher, he'll try and go out and work that pitch and get that call for Phil Wilson in the bottom of the inning. Aybar goes from second to 2-2 pitch. Napoli reaches for it and fouls it off to the right. Still 2-2. Interesting there that Aybar, and I know that Bobby Meacham did not put on the hit and run for the runner at second. Aybar is scoring position and with speed to score on a hit. But at the same time, he's going to let the team run and force the issue if they feel it's necessary. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch, and Napoli with the high fly ball foul. That one's going to reach the berm down the right field line. And the count remains 2-2 to Michael Napoli. Game 3 of a 4-game series between these 2 ball clubs, the Quakes and the High Desert Mavericks. Each team taking a game so far. High Desert on Monday night, the Quakes last night. Turning a fake back to second base with the second baseman Krabs cheating behind Aybar, the runner at second. Aybar is back with a head-first slide. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Napoli. Costello with a walk, an error, a balk in the inning. He is not allowed a run. 2-2 pitch. Aybar leads away, and Napoli lifts that one to right field. Candelaria moves back as that ball was up into the jet stream. He reaches up with plenty of room to make the catch. The side is retired. No runs, a hit, no errors, and a man left on base. Check that: no runs, a hit, 1 error, and a man left on base. We head to the bottom of the first. Quakes nothing. High Desert coming to bat.
Galliano Winery, located at 4231 Wineville Road in Mira Loma. In business since 1927, the Galliano family's roots run deep in Cucamonga Valley's winemaking history, offering a unique array of 25 varieties, including award-winning wines, as well as custom labels. The Galliano tradition continues to grow in the Inland Empire. Try the latest award-winning wines in a relaxed country atmosphere of the tasting room. Enjoy a tour of our landmark complex or relax in the beautiful picnic grounds. To reach Galliano Winery, call 909-685-5376 or stop by Monday through Saturday 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Sunday 10:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Once again, call 909-685-5376.
Faucets leaking, termites feasting, fish and tackle, paints and spackles, herbs, jacuzzis, tapes and movies, everything from A to Z. Tile and lumber, tons of plumbers, elevators, coffee makers, radiators, party favors. Take a look at your things. Let your hands not the other book. florist, grocers, water coolers, bakers, juicers, everything from A to Z. Dusted landscape, sit-down mowers, dentists, funky, uppers, lowers, wholesale, retail, farm there, wide well, take a look and you'll see. Got the other book.
To place your ad at people's fingertips, call 1-800-YB-YELLOW. Yellow Book, not the other book.
So we head to the bottom of the second inning tonight in Rancho. Jason Anapoyan with you. Please, you can join us on KWRM 1370. We'll have the ball game for you tomorrow night as well. And then Friday night, the home opener at the Epicenter. Chris Morris, the designated hitter. Left-hander takes low and away. 1 ball, no strike. Quakes failed to score in the first. Bottom of the first as Wilson winds and comes back, and the next pitch, a fastball down low. 2 balls, no strikes. Bill Wilson, a tall, lanky right-hander who is still thought of to be a pitching prospect in the Angels system, has battled some health problems. Comes back, and the next pitch is down low, 3-2. Wilson did not have the good fortune of solid defense behind him on opening night. Gave up 7 runs, only 2 of them earned. 3-0 pitch to Morris is down low, ball 4, and a 4-pitch loss here in the bottom of the first. Quakes baseball tonight on the radio is brought to you by Yellow Book USA. Look your information up in the Yellow Book, not the other book. Leadoff walk to Chris Morris. Here's Felix Crabb. Crabb is second base. He'll be followed by Jeff Ure, the third baseman. Travis Hinton is the first baseman. Hitting cleanup. Dan Boyd's in left field, hitting fifth. As Wilson throws, the runner at first, Morris is going. The pitch is outside a ball. The throw down to second base, not in time. It gets away from the shortstop, Aybar, covering the bag at second, and is backed up by B.J. Weed, the second baseman. So a runner at second base, that's Chris Morris, after a walk and steals on the first pitch from Morris, or from Wilson, and Wilson has thrown 5 straight balls to open up the ballgame. Scott Candelaria will hit 6th and be in right field. Kennard Biggs, the center fielder, hitting 7th. Jeff Vandenberg is catching, hitting 8th. And Ozzie Chavez, the shortstop, hitting 9th. Morris, Crabb, Ure, Hinton, Boyd, Candelaria, Biggs, Vandenberg, Chavez. 1 ball, no strikes to count. A runner from second base. Kapikovich on the grass at third, and the pitch is a ball, 2-0. Gates playing Crabb, somewhat shallow and in left field. Crabb, a left-handed hitter. Willits, the center fielder, shading Crabb again to the opposite field. 2-0 pitch. And that's a strike on the outside corner, 2-1. In right center is Mel Guerrero. Kapikovich, who had a nice game last night with a couple of diving stops at third, is back there again defensively. And he stands in on the grass. Aybar playing medium depth and up the middle at short. And Wilson steps off the mound, looks back to second. B.J. Weed, the second baseman, playing deep. And playing Crabb. Cool. Justin Turner at first base, playing medium depth, more near the line. 2-1 pitch. That one is skied to deep center field. Willits back with room. Comes in now, makes the catch. Tagging at second is Morris. Here comes the throw from Willits. And Morris will be in there safely at third with a slide. And he had to hold on there at the last moment because as he popped up, his left leg started to come off the bag. And he used his hands to kind of anchor him down to the ground. That allowed him to keep his foot on the bag. Kapikovich went over to tag him, or at least stay with him to see if his foot would come off the bag. So a fly ball out by Crabb for the first out of the inning. Fly ball to center field. And Morris aggressively running the bases, trying to take a page out of the Quakes playbook from this week and hit High Desert an early lead. Jeff Ure with a position to hit him in with an out, takes the first pitch down low. 1 ball, no strike. Jeff Ure in last night's ballgame was 0 for 3 with a walk. He walked in the 8th inning. 1-0 pitch, a big swing and a miss, and it's 1-1. Ure had a couple of strikeouts. Bill Wilson pitched a solid first inning on Friday night, and then the Bakersfield lineup started to chip away, getting the leadoff hitters aboard on Wilson in the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. 1-1 pitch is slapped hard to short, two hops to Aybar. Aybar's going to come home. The ball gets away. There's a collision at the plate. Rounding first, heading to second base, and standing up there will be Jeff Ure. Morris just now tags the plate, and then is ruled safe at the plate after he collided with Napoli, the catcher. The ball got away from Aybar, and down to second base goes Ure, and it's 1-0 High Desert. A big bouncer to the shortstop Aybar. With 1 out, he was going to come home. And the scoring decision on that play is an error on Aybar at short. No hit is given credited to Ure. 1 out, the pitch, and hitting with the fly ball deep to center. Going back is Willits, now coming in, he makes the catch. Tagging at second is Ure. He's heading over there to third. The throw for Willits to third. Papik applies the tag, and out at third base is Ure, trying to tag up and take the extra base. And they say it in baseball, never make the first or the last out at third or home. Well, right there, Ure made the last out of the inning, trying to take the extra base at third. High Desert does score a run in the inning on no hit. There was 1 Quakes there and nobody left on base. We head to the second. High Desert leading 1-0.
You know the goal of baseball is to get home quickly. The last thing you want to see is some player lollygagging around third when there's going to be a close play at the plate. Well, Farmer John feels the same way about ham, bacon, sausage, and hot dogs. You know, all Farmer John products are made fresh right here in the Southland. That way they get home as quickly as possible, and it's just a short slide into the plate. That's your plate at home, not home plate. Get fresh. Get Farmer John.
Hi, man. James Manaforian here to tell you about Storage Max in Rancho Cucamonga. At the Quakes, we've had no worries storing our items at Storage Max. With the latest technology, Storage Max provides climate-controlled units keeping items from discoloration, fading, or getting dusty. This is especially great for the hot summertime weather in Rancho Cucamonga. Storage Max has units from 5x5s to 15x40s with 24-hour access. Storage Max is a new facility located at 8363 Foothill Boulevard between Vineyard and Grove Avenue in Rancho Cucamonga. Jack and Carmen, the managers of Storage Max, have helped us with great customer service. Now let them help you. If you're ready to move or just thinking about moving, give Jack and Carmen, the managers of Storage Max, a call. 909-949-3600. Again, that's 909-949-3600.
We move along tonight to the top of the second inning in Adelanto. Jason Manaforian with you. Grace Porter to lead it off. And Porter takes inside, and he is grazed on the hands. And Porter will trot on down to first base. It looked like Porter, a left-handed hitter, was clipped on the top left hand. Second time Porter has been hit this year. He doesn't stand up on the plate, but he has been hit a couple of times earlier. He was hit on the calf, on the leg. A leadoff runner for the Quakes. David Gates will be the hitter. 1-0 High Desert here in the top of the second. Runner from first and the pitch. And Gates with a high chopper, a little slow tackle along the third baseline. You're going to come in and let it roll foul. No balls and a strike. 1-0 High Desert in a very bizarre first inning. The line score for the Mavericks reads 1 run, no hits, 1 error. Morris led off the inning with a walk. He immediately stole second base. Aggressively moved to third base on a fly ball to center field for the first out. Jeff Muir hitting third came up, bounced out to short. Aybar elected to come home, threw to the plate. The ball got away from Napoli, and error was charged to Aybar on the throw. And Muir made it down to second base safely on the air, and scoring with Kraft or Morris to take the 1-0 lead. And now it's just with one out and a runner at second. Here's Gates, runner at first, and he swings and drives it high and deep to left center field. Way back goes Boyd, looking up. See you later. Beyond the scoreboard, a 2-run home run by David Gates, and the Quakes have taken a 2-1 lead. A fastball located about thigh height and over the plate, and Gates just uppercutted that ball. That one's beyond the scoreboard in left center field. 2-1 Quakes. That'll bring up Justin Turner, who parked a home run in the first inning of Monday night's game. One strike to count. Turner pops it up back of the plate on a bunt. Vandenberg fields it for the first out of the inning. A foul pop-up to the catcher. 2-1 in favor of the Quakes. Second home run of the year for Gates. RBIs number 4 and 5 on the season. Here's Adam Paskovich, a big swing and a miss, and the count is 0-1. So off the bat, you knew it was gone. 2-1 quick. Paskovich. A nice defensive night at third last evening. Pitch is swung on, and that one is fouled off to the right. 0-2. Adam Paskovich has the makeup of a pretty good player. He shows he can swing the bat. Plays third base well in the field. Bobby Neeson said he's going to have to play good defense at second, at third. He's going to have to be used in the outfield. Next pitch is down low, 1-2. There's more than one third baseman on this team. This Quakes lineup of the 13 position players they carry, they have just one guy that can play as the 1-2 pitch to Paskovich is strike 3 called. And he is out number 2. Out of the 13 position players, 3 are listed as catcher, with obviously the option of some of them being able to play first base, perhaps used as a designated hitter. But they have guys that can play third and first, guys that can play third and second. So they have some versatility amongst the infield positions. 2 outs, and the first pitch to B.J. Weeks, with hitter batting right-handed, is popped up, and that one is caught by a fan down the right field line up on top of the berm. No balls and a strike. Jason Anapoyan with you tonight. Top of the second inning, 2-1 Quakes. 1 strike to count. Hit by Costello. The pitch to the plate is down low. 1-1 to count. B.J. Weeks stands in. Costello delivers, and the pitch is fouled back to the screen. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 runs, 2 hits, and an error for the Mavericks. No run. 2 runs, 2 hits, and an error for the Quakes. A run, no hits. 1 error for the Mavericks. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count to Weed. Costello kicks and fires home in the pitch, and Weed bounces that one foul up the third base line, fielded by the skipper Bobby Neeson, as he flips it to some fans in the second row of the stands. 1 ball, 2 strikes. One and 2, the pitch. That one's slight foul. Look out, a bullet up to the grandstand about halfway. Here at Mavericks Stadium, the chairback seats It's all one level below us. We have a big grandstand that extends from the edge of the infield all the way around. 1-2 pitch to Weed, down low, check swing, and they appeal to first. And Weed held up. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2-1 Quakes, top of the second. Costello looks into the sign, rocks, kicks, and fires home. The 2-2 pitch. Strike 3 call to Weed, and the inning is over. 2 runs for the Quakes here in the top of the second inning on 1 hit. No errors and a man left on, and nobody left on base. We head at the bottom half of the second. Quakes 2, Mavericks 1.
There's just nothing that beats the serenity and beauty of a koi pond or water garden. If you have a pond or you're thinking about starting one, let Mystic Koi and Water Gardens help. They specialize in everything from initial design and construction to equipment and maintenance. They stock beautiful, healthy koi and goldfish and an extensive variety of water lilies, grasses, and plants. From small tubs and water gardens to large-scale koi ponds, you can rely on Mystic. Log on to mystickoi.com today.
We at KWRM 1370 know that you have a choice when it comes to sports radio, and we also know that you're in the right place. By airing the local games that matter most to you, KWRM is your Orange County and Inland Empire sports leader. Whether it's professional baseball, college basketball, or high school football, no one delivers the best in exciting local play-by-play like KWRM. Check out our new website at KWRM1370am.com. That's KWRM1370am.com, and thanks for being a part of our all-star lineup.
Moving along to the bottom half of the second inning, and Dan Boyd will be the hitter. Boyd, Candelaria, and Kennard Dibb. And the first pitch to Dan Boyd is a ball 1-0. There is a scoring change from last night's ball game, an official scoring change that took place tonight before the game. 1 ball, no strike, and the pitch is a breaking ball down low, 2-0. Last night, in the box score, it was listed for the Quakes that they had 2 errors, and the ruling now is that they only had 1 error. Here's the 2-0 pitch, a swing and a miss to Boyd, 2-1. Travis Hinton hit a shot to Aybar at short in the second inning. 2-1 pitches up high, 3-1. I kept thinking, well, this play took later. It was later in the ball game than the second inning because it was dark when this play took place. 3-1 pitches down low, ball 4. And I remember now that last night's first inning took a while because the Quakes scored 6 times. A leadoff walk, second inning in a row that Phil Wilson has allowed a leadoff walk. Dan Boyd is the runner at first. Here's Scott Candelaria. 2-1 to score, Quakes in front. But the Mavericks with another leadoff runner aboard. Candelaria drops the bunt up the third base line. That one's going to go foul. Going to his knees was Napoli to slide and try and come up with that ball, perhaps, before it rolled foul, but he waited. And back to first goes Boyd. 0-1 the count to Candelaria. Well, the scoring change that took place was in the second inning, and Hinton hit a crutch shot to Aybar at short, and he had to go down to his knees to kind of steer the ball. He came up with it and threw across the diamond to first, and it was at low and not in time to get Hinton. And the original ruling was an E6. And Hinton has now been given credit with a base hit, and an error has been taken away from Aybar. So a scoring change from last night's game, an error taken away from Aybar, and a hit awarded to Hinton. Hinton now 1 for 4 on the night instead of 0 for 4. And Aybar did not commit 2 errors in the game. Breaking ball to Candelaria from Wilson, and it misses inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Kennard Bibbs is on deck. 2-1 Quakes, bottom of the second inning. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. Boyd away from first base. He goes. The pitch is popped up. A high pop-up third base side, Pastovich, calling everybody off on the grass. Trekking over now off to his left, and he reaches up and makes the catch. 1 out. Coming up to the plate will be Kennard Bibbs. And this Friday night, opening night at the Epicenter, we are expecting a big crowd. There are tickets still available, but we look forward to seeing you at the ballpark. There are tickets still available, but we encourage you to get your tickets now. It'll be a fun night. Hosting fireworks show scheduled. And the Quakes will take on the Lancaster Jethawks, the first place Jethawks. That's first is Boyd standing. 1 out. Boyd is first. Kennard Bibbs is the hitter. Bibbs, a real tiny left-handed hitter at the plate. Stands back in the box. Takes up high. 1 ball, no strike. Bibbs came into the game on Monday night as a defensive replacement in center field in the 9th inning. 1-0 count. He started last night in center. Turner, the throw back to first, and the throw is a little bit high. Turner holds the ball. 1 ball, no strike. Turner is the first baseman, holding on Boyd. At second base is Weed. The shortstop Aybar playing medium depth. Pastovich at third, playing in on the grass. And that one's hit right between Aybar and Pastovich, the opposite field for a base hit to left. Moving up to second base is Dan Boyd, and our Bibbs has a single. First and second for the Mavericks. John Vandenberg now the catcher. In left field, fielding that last base hit is David Gates. He had the 2-run home run to give the Quakes the lead they have now. Willits in center field, shading the right-hander Berg just to pull a little bit to left center. Mel Guerrejo is in right field again tonight, playing straight away and deep. First and second, 1 out. Wilson looks back at second, and the right-hander deals home. The pitch is fouled back to the top of the screen. And the count is no balls and a strike to John Vandenberg. Jason Anapoyan here on KWRN 1370. Glad you can join us tonight. John Hutter, our engineer in the studio. 1 strike to count. 1 out. Runners lead away from first and second. 2-1 Quakes here in the bottom of the second inning. Bill Wilson, a peek back at second, throws home the pitch, a check swing, and the appeal on the base pass to Bo Morris, and he says that Vandenberg holds up. 1 ball, 1 strike. One and 1 to count. Wilson, the right-hander, throws. The runner goes at first and second. The throw down to third after the pitch was a strike, and out at third base trying to steal is Dan Boyd, and Napoli threw him out. Caught stealing 2 to 5. Making it down to second base is Kennard Bibbs. Kennard Bibbs is not given credit for a stolen base. He leads away now from second. Curveball, strike 2 called to Vandenberg, and the count is 2-2. I said that the pitch that Boyd tried to steal on, the double steal, was called a strike. It was called a ball. That last curveball was strike 2 to Vandenberg. So 2-2. Wilson steps off the rubber. Now back on. He holds the pitching hand. There's the ball in his pitching hand. Now joins it with the glove. A high set. A turn and the throw back to second. Weed coming in, trying to apply the tag on the back of the diving Figs back into the bag, and Figs is back safely. Still 2-2. Two to 1 the score in the bottom of the second. Already tonight, The Mavericks have had 2 runners thrown out on the base path at third base. 2-2 pitch misses outside, 3-2. Quakes leading this one 2-1. One thing to have 2 guys thrown out on the base path, but have them both thrown out at third base. They tried to push the issue a little bit tonight and have come up unlucky. 3-2 pitch, down low, ball 4. And runners are again at first and second. Third walk so far for Wilson on the night. Quakes baseball tonight is brought to you by the Laughlin Convention and Visitors Bureau. Young or old, there's always something to do these days in Laughlin. City of Laughlin Convention and Visitors Bureau, proud sponsors of Quakes baseball on the radio. Runner from first and second, 2 out there, and the left-handed hitting shortstop Chavez pops it up to his shortstop counterpart Aybar. On the dirt, Aybar moves over to his left, makes the catch, and the inning is over, and Wilson pitches out of the jam. No runs, a hit, 2 men left on. We head to the third. Quakes leading the Mavericks 2-1.
At Inline Plumbing, we know when the stacks are clogged with runners, the team needs power, speed, and experience to empty the bases. When your pipes or sewers are clogged, we have the power, speed, and experience to get the job done and offer a 100% satisfaction guarantee. In fact, if you're not completely satisfied, we'll come back for free. Call at 949-8899 or log on to inlineplumbing.com. Inline Plumbing. We're the good guys your friends told you about.
Please leave a message.
Hi, Dad. It's me. Sorry you weren't home. I just wanted to let you know Mom and I are having a great time here in Laughlin, Nevada. We miss you a ton and can't wait to get home. But unfortunately, our tire busted. Yeah, our spare busted too, simultaneously. What are the chances of that? And also, it snowed here. Yeah, it snowed like 5 feet, and all the roads are closed. I know you've heard it's the desert here, but it's one of those snowy deserts. Not all beautiful and sunny like you've heard. So it looks like we'll have to stay for at least a couple more days. Don't worry, though. We'll keep playing the slots and water skiing and hiking and having dinner by the gorgeous river and going out dancing and stuff, if we have to. Okay, Dad. Bye-bye.
Young or old, there's a lot to do these days in Laughlin. So if you come, plan on staying a while. For more info, call 1-800-4-LAUGHLIN or go to visitlaughlin.com.
To lead it off for the Quakes, who lead 2-1, and the first pitch from Costello, the left-hander, is off the plate. 1 ball, no strike. 2 runs, 2 hits, and an error for the Quakes, a run on a hit, and an error for the Mavericks. Here in the third, Costello deals down low. 2 balls, no strikes. Quakes scoring 2 times in the second inning on the home run by David Gates, a crush shot to left field. Next pitch, up and away, 3 balls and no strikes to Willits. Willits walked to lead off the ball game, stole second base, moved to third on the same play on the error by the pitcher who was trying to pick him off. And Willits was eventually thrown out at the plate. Next pitch is a strike, 3-1. Willits was thrown out on the plate trying to score on a wild pitch to the backstop that immediately came right back to the catcher, Vandenberg. 3-1 pitch, and that one is up high, ball 4. Willits again on base. Take a look at the stats here for the Quakes and seeing how many times Willits has been aboard on base. And still see if he can work himself on what a good leadoff hitter will do. Here's Rancho Melgarejo. Runner from first, and Melgarejo chops the first pitch foul, and the count is 0-1. Willits with 5 walks so far on the year. 1 more walk tonight would push his total to 6 through 6 games. He had 2 walks in his first 2 attacks last night. also gives the guys following him a chance to see Costello and the starter. The leadoff man, by taking those walks, the pitches off the plate 1-1. Not only does he not swing at pitches he doesn't have to, he's getting on base and letting other guys see the starting pitcher. Really serves three different roles taking a walk. 1-1 to count to Melgarejo, and instead a throwback to first, and Willits is back standing. Game 4 of this series tomorrow, and game number 1 of the Lancaster series begins on Friday night. 7:35 start at the Epicenter, followed by a 7:15 game on Saturday, 2:15 start on Sunday. 1-1 pitch, low and away to Melgarejo. 2 balls and a strike. Then these same High Desert Mavericks will make their way back to Rancho for a Monday morning start at 10:30 on Monday. And these two teams will play a 4-game set. Now, throw back to first, and back with a head-first slide is Willits. Wow. Almost picked off there. Almost. Willits was moving towards second, and then Costello caught him moving in the wrong direction and threw back to first. Play kind of happened in slow motion. 2-1 to count. Now time is called. Two to one in favor of the Quakes, top of the third. Willits away from first base with his hands on his knees. A look over at first. He goes, and this time they haven't picked off. They're sort of hitting it first down to the shortstop Chavez, and safe at second base is Willits. Just under the tag with a slide. So 2 different times tonight they have guessed on Willits, and they've guessed correctly when he's broken for the bag at second base. And the first time, it was a poor throw by the pitcher Costello that allowed Willits to reach second and eventually move to third. The count is 2-1 to Melgarejo, and Willits is off the bag at second. This time, the throw from Hinton just did not beat Willits to second base. Little scribbler on the 2-1 pitch behind the plate, off the bat of Melgarejo, and the count is 2-2. Two to one Quakes. Top of the third inning now, and Melgarejo struck out looking in the first. The Quakes tonight, their first time through the lineup, 3 strikeouts, all looking. 2-2. Costello throws, and Melgarejo bounces that one to the right side. Crab at second, charges, throws across his body on the run to first, where his only play is at, and it's in time to retire Melgarejo for the first out. Moving to second base is Willits. Here's Erick Aybar. Runner at third now. Same situation that Aybar had in the first. In the first inning, though, Aybar's at bat. He did not have the infield in, as the infield is pulled in now, but the at bat and the complexion of it changed 3 different times. First pitch is popped up left field. Boyd coming in shallow left. This is not going to be deep enough for Willits to tag as Boyd makes the catch. And a balk has been called. Prior to the pitch, a balk has been called on the pitcher Costello, and coming in to score from third is Willits. So forget about the pop-up. That is the second balk in this series by Mavericks pitching. And in the first a bunch of us missed on a foul pop-up that left the field of play and went back into the stand. So Aybar, with a clean count, he popped the first pitch up, but it doesn't matter. Willits is boxed in from third. 3-1 Quakes. Right now getting a visit is Costello to the mound by the High Desert pitching coach, and I believe on his way back to the dugout, John Curtis has a few things to say to the plate umpire. As the next pitch is popped up by Aybar, a foul over our heads, and the count is 0-1. 3-1 Quakes. 2 runs in the second, 1 run here in the third on a block. Willits moved around the base path without a hit. A walk, a stolen base, grounded to second base that allowed him to move to third, and then a block. Next pitch down low. 1 ball, 1 strike to Erick Aybar. 3-1 Rancho, top of the third. Costello, the left-hander, goes to the glove, now kicks. Here's the 1-1 pitch, and that one's in the dirt and blocked by Vandenberg. 2 balls and a strike. Erick Aybar singled to right center in the first inning. 2-1 pitch, and that one's blowing inside, and it's 3-1. That's the second balk in this ball game by Costello. But it is the third balk in the series by Mavericks pitching. I stand corrected. Third balk in the series. Second one tonight. 3-1 pitch is bounced into the dugout. 3-2 along the third base line. Aybar singled, and he was boxed over to second base. He was stranded there to end the first. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Costello peers in for the sign. Winds and kicks. And the 3-2 pitch, and that one is grounded to second base. Crab up with it. He'll throw to first, and Aybar is retired for the second out of the inning. 2 outs, and Michael Napoli coming up. Tomorrow night for the Quakes, left-hander Joe Saunders, who pitched a very good ball game on Saturday. He'll start for the Quakes. He'll be opposed by right-hander Bo Hall. Here's the pitch to Napoli. Fastball up and away, 1 ball, no strike. The probable for the Lancaster series, Keith Watley, a left-hander, will pitch on Friday night. Steve Shell will pitch the home opener. 1-0 pitch. Napoli takes up high, 2 balls, no strike. On Saturday, Ryan Holston will go for the Jethawks. Left-hander Daniel Davidson in the Saturday night contest for the Quakes. And on Sunday afternoon, Jesus Silva and Gene Toledo, a couple of right-handers. 2-0 pitch, fastball swung on and missed, and it's 2-1. The umpire, Steve Bertoni, has a very animated strike call. 2-1 the count, the pitch. Off the plate, and it's the 3 ball, 1 strike count to Napoli. Quakes with 2 in the second, 1 in the third. 3-1. Costello to the plate. Swing and a miss, and Napoli now has a full count. 2 outs, and the base is empty. Porter awaits on deck if the inning gets to him. Breeze was blowing to right to start the game, and now out to left field. 3-2 pitch is skied off to our right, and back out of play. The count remains 3 balls and 2 strikes. Costello from the mound, and now time is called by Napoli. He steps out. Napoli tonight, the catcher. Wears a right sleeve on his elbow. Here's the 3-2 pitch, down low, ball 4. And Napoli walks. Second walk of the inning for the Quakes. It extends the inning to Greg Porter. This guy with the power he has, that's always dangerous to put a man on for him, but also to extend the inning because he's capable of driving the ball out of the park on 1 pitch. Last night, Porter's home run in his second at bat cleared the vicinity of the ballpark. Runner from first. 2 strikes, or 2 outs, runner goes. Porter swings and misses at a pitch in the dirt. And moving down to second base is Napoli. Napoli with a stolen base. He's there safely standing up. And the count is 0-1 to Porter. Napoli pitched a good pitch to run on it. It was a hit and run. Porter tried to swing, but Costello threw a breaking ball in the dirt. Skipped in the dirt before it reached the plate. 1 strike to count. The pitch, a curveball, low and in. 1-1 to Porter. Quakes 3, Mavericks 1, top of the third. Tug of the cap by the pitcher Costello. Now he steps on the rubber. Looks in for the sign. Runner away from second base. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Down low. 2 balls and a strike. Breeze going out to straightaway left. First time tonight, first time this season, Porter's been used as the DH. Here's the 3-1 pitch, and a breaking ball inside. And now the count is 3-1. So there was a missed ball somewhere on the scoreboard. The count is actually 3-2. 2-2 there. Runner from second, 3-2 pitch down low, ball 4. And Porter walks. Third walk of the inning. And it wouldn't be a bad inning necessarily for Costello if he can get out of it still. 3 walks, only allowing a run in an inning in which he walked 3 different hitters. But David Gates, the man that had the home run in the top half of the second inning, stands at the plate. Away from second base is Napoli. Porter off the bag at first. A look back at second. Here's the pitch, and it's down low to Gates. 1-0. Gates connected in the second inning for his second home run of the season, and the Quakes have homered in each of their first 6 games. 1 ball, no strikes. A look back at second. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Down low. 2 balls, no strikes. 3 runs, 2 hits, an error for the Quakes, a run on a hit, and an error for the Mavericks. Time is called, and a new baseball is thrown out to Costello. The Mavericks wearing black-colored tops with the red M off to their left. Red caps with black bills and snow-white pants. The Quakes in their road grays tonight. 2-0 pitch, down low to Gates, 3-0. Justin Turner a waste on deck. And again, a new baseball is going to be thrown out to the mound. The Quakes bus left Rancho Cucamonga today at 3:30. Ball club getting to the park here at just a little bit after 4 o'clock. 3-0 the count. And the pitch is skied in foul territory along the first base side, getting chased as the first baseman, and that one reaches the front row of the seat, and a spectator sitting in the front row did not even bother to get up and move. And it's one of those high arcing foul balls that lands in the front row of the seats, and it actually landed, it looked like in an aisle, and bounced back onto the field of play. In an aisle right next to where the young lady is sitting. 3 balls, 1 strike to count. The dugouts here at the ballpark, food dugouts. That true dugouts that don't have protective railings on the top step. 3-1 the count. Runners from first and second. 2 out. Here's the pitch. And he throws another one to left. That one's deep. Boys, look it up. Forget about it. A 3-run home run for David Gates. He has done it again. 5 RBIs on the night, a 2-run shot and a 3-run shot, and the Quakes lead it 6-1. His first one was a high arcing ball to deep left center field. This one was more of the line drive shot. Had a little bit of height on it, but this one got out quicker. Here's Justin Turner, and he taps the first pitch foul along the first base line and back towards the retaining wall. 0-1 the count. He knocks in Napoli and Porter on the home run. Porter scored on his other home run tonight. And this particular 3-run set in the top of the third inning, coming with 2 outs and the bases empty for the Quakes. The 0-1 pitch is low and away to Turner, and the count is 1-1. Turner popped up to the catcher in foul territory behind the plate his first time up. 1-1 the count. And the pitch home, and that one is lifted in the air to right field. Crab going out at second. Candelaria moving over towards the gap now, and he makes the catch. And the inning is over. And the inning for the Quakes, 4 runs on a hit. The big hit of the inning, a 3-run home run by David Gates. His second of the night and third of the year. We head to the bottom half of the third inning. Quakes leading 6-1.
This is Rob Bushka, voice of the Titans. Tune in each week as we pay tribute to Baseball America's 2003 Coach of the Year, George Horton, on AM 1370 KWRM. Wednesday nights from 7 to 8, it's the George Horton Show, live on location from Stadium Tavern in downtown Fullerton at Harbor and Wilshire. It's your chance to get up close and personal with Coach Horton and Titan players, and you can even win tickets and prizes as you enjoy the great food and drink specials.
Titan baseball coach George Horton. Come join Rob and I at the Stadium Tavern each week for the show and be part of our team.
That's the George Horton Show, Wednesdays from 7 to 8 on KWRM.
Is your business ready to forge ahead? Well, a good way to get ahead is by advertising. And a good way to advertise is with a sign or banner from the Sign Shop. From design to installation, the Sign Shop provides magnetic signs, vinyl lettering and graphics, metal signs, screen printing, custom banners, wood signs, and more. Give them a call at 945-5888 or log on to signshopofrc.com. That's the Sign Shop, located at the corner of 6th and Archibald. The Sign Shop. A business without a sign is a sign of no business.
First pitch to Chris Morris here in the bottom of the third inning is a fastball from Bill Wilson that is up and out of the zone. 1 ball, no strike. 6-1 Quakes here in the bottom of the third inning after a 4-run top of the inning. Next pitch now low to Morris. 2 balls, no strike. Six runs, 3 hits, 1 error for the Quakes. A run on a hit and an error for the Mavericks. 2 home runs tonight by David Gates. Next pitch is off the plate. 3 balls, no strikes. Staring in for the signs is Wilson over the glove. Steps back, kicks, and fires home. 3-0 pitch, and there's a strike. Here's the next pitch, and Morris takes up high, ball 4 on the 3-1. Second inning, or actually now the third inning, for Wilson, in which he is allowed the leadoff runner to reach base by way of a walk. Here's Caleb Spratt. Morris walked the lead off the bottom of the first for the Mavericks. Boyd did the same in the second, and Morris again here in the third. Turning a throwback to first. Morris is back to the backside safely. David Pratt slide out to center field. His only time up. Runner from first. Another throwback to first. 6-1 the score. Bottom half of the third inning. Crab at the plate, left-handed hitter, standing up in the box. Up on the plate, back in the box. And that one's a fastball on the outside for a strike. 0-1 the count. Wilson bent over at the stretch with his glove tucked up by his letters. Ball in the pitching hand. Now he goes to the glove, a turn and a throwback to first. Morris is back. 0-1 the count. They've been cool evenings, not bitterly cold, but cool evenings here in the desert. In Adelanto for the series. Breeze blowing out to left center tonight. 0-1 the count. Runner goes from first. The pitch is swung on, and that one is bounced into right field. That's a base hit. Around second is Morris. He'll make it to third easily. Melgarejo's throw comes back to the infield. First and third after the single by Crab. And nobody out for the Mavericks in the bottom of the third. The Mavericks trying to work themselves back in the ballgame after the Quakes posted 4 runs in the top of the third, and 3 of those 4 runs came with 2 outs. First and third, and Jeff Ure is the hitter. Away from first base is Crab. Morris off the bag at third. Pitch to the plate. That one is fouled off to the right. 0-1. There is a new player on the Quakes roster today. Called up from extended spring and joining the Quakes is left-handed reliever Nick Touchstone. 0-1 the count. Nobody out. Even visited the last couple of nights here in the booth by the Mavericks mascot. 0-1 the count, and now they got the runner picked off. Wilson now has to throw to second to Aybar, covering the bag. The runner at second reaches safely from first, and coming in to score after the ball went into center field is Morris. Well, Wilson spun around and had some indecisiveness on the mound. He knew that Crab was breaking, and he was breaking to second base. And they had him picked off. And it looked like there was a second thought for Wilson in his head to go to second base to try and get Crab, because he knew that there was a possibility that Morris from third would break and come home. And then after that, he still decided to throw to second, and Aybar was covering the bag, and the throw went into center field. Next pitch to Jeff Ure is a ball, 1-0. After that, Morris from third broke home and scored. Next pitch, a swing and a miss to Ure, and the count is 1-2. Morris scores on the air on the pitcher. That's the first error tonight for the Quakes. Actually, no, there is no air on the plate. It's just a straight steal. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The pitch is bounced to third and foul. 1-2. One and two to count to Ure. Crab at second base. He's been credited with a stolen base. Pitches down low, 2-2. And Morris scores on a stolen base. 2-2 pitch, slapped hard to second. Weed knocked it down, loses the ball, and everybody is safe. Crab goes to third base, and safe at first base is Jeff Ure. Second error tonight there for the Quakes. The error goes to B.J. Weed at second. The Runners at the corners now, and it's a 6-2 ball game. Still, nobody out in the bottom of the third for High Desert. Travis Hinton is the batter. Guy really capable of making some noise off of his back, takes up high, 1-0. This team's seen a lot happen on the base path. And a lot on the base path really dictated the control of this game and where the momentum is lied early on. 1-0, turning the throwback to first, and back diving safely is your Felix Crab. He's the runner at third. 6 runs, 3 hits for the Quakes, and they have committed. Now we see a third error posted on the board. So I believe, and bear with me, next pitch is down low 2-0. I believe now that, and we've had no announcement of it here in the press box, but an error was charged along the way to Wilson, where Morris came in to score. Turning the throwback to first. We'll get clarification for you as the runner is back at first base. First and third, nobody out. It's 6-2 Quakes, bottom of the third. Felix Crab is at third base. Jeff Ure is the first baseman. 2-0 pitch, and that one is bounced to the left side. Pastovich, the only man on the left side of the field, position there, throws to first for the out. The throw now back from the first baseman all the way to Aybar. Across the diamond is in time to get Jeff Ure trying to take the extra base. How about that for a double play? When do you ever see a 5-3-6 double play? Or no? He's ruled. Is he ruled out? I believe he is. There's going to be a protest here by the manager who's also coaching third base. So right now, while this argument is taking place, Wilson is going to continue to stay loose with the third baseman, Pastovich. What a wild inning we've seen here. A run has scored on the play to make it 6-3. That's Crab from third base. He scores on the fielder's choice. That's the second run of the inning. Hinton is out at first, 5-3, and then Turner alertly had the ball, and he threw across the diamond to Aybar, who was at then running, literally running with the runner, Ure, at second base. It's like they were having a little race to the bag at third, and Aybar had to catch the ball on the run. Pastovich at third base, who made the play to throw to first on the front end of the play, was also breaking back. So you had 2 Quakes fielders by the bag at third. And now this argument is taking place with Bo Morris, the base umpire, and Steve Personi behind the plate. They are talking with High Desert manager Mel Clean, and they are standing just to the right of the pitcher's mound, and Phil Wilson now beginning to have some warm-up tosses with his catcher Michael Napoli. So Napoli warming up Wilson. The scoreboard reads 2 outs. Jeff Ure is protesting, standing at third base with his hands on his hips. And now he's finally going to leave the field. The Queen did not win that argument. 2 outs and the base is empty. A run in. What a bizarre double play. Here's Dan Boyd. Walked in the second inning. Pitches down low to Napoli as the catcher backhands it. Scoops it out of the dirt. 1 ball, no strikes, the count to Boyd. Boyd was caught stealing in that same inning, and a loud line shot in the left field, a base hit off the bat of Boyd. Well, tuned into a wild one here tonight in Adelanto. Jason Anafoyan with you along KWRM 1370 AM. 6-3 the score. The Quakes in front. A lot has been taking place on the base path. Candelaria popped out to third. in the second inning. Call, right-handed hitter, stands in. Wilson, the right-hander, delivers home, and the pitch is popped up. That one is pulled foul back onto the concourse. And the count is 0-1. 6 runs, 3 hits, 3 errors for Rancho. 3 runs, 3 hits, and an error for High Desert. Still in the bottom of the third. 1 strike to count to Candelaria. Boyd away from first. Wilson throws. Breaking ball at the knees for a strike. 0-1. One and one to count. Boyd away from first base. Napoli setting up outside. The pitch is low and away. 2 balls and a strike. Checking the out-of-town scoreboard in the California League. A final from Inland Empire. They defeated the Bakersfield Blaze 3-2. Bakersfield scoring 2 times in the top of the ninth. They fell short. 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. And the count is 2-2 to Candelaria. The 66ers entered action tied with the Quakes today. 3 wins, 2 losses, both Inland Empire and the Quakes. A half game behind first place Lancaster, who comes to town next. 2-2, 2 out. And the pitch. Swing and a miss to Candelaria. He's out on strike for the 3rd out of the inning. Well, an inning that saw the Mavericks post 2 runs on 1 hit and 1 error, and a man left on base. We head to the 4th. Quakes leading 6-3.
Rancho, Cucamonga, Quakes, the excitement you've been looking for. The Rancho, Cucamonga, Quakes.
Individual tickets for July 3rd go on sale Monday, May 3rd. Ticket prices for this game are $2 more per ticket than regular ticket prices. And following the game is the Independence Day post-game fireworks show sponsored by Dig Alert. Remember, tickets for the July 3rd game go on sale on May 3rd.
In baseball, the pitcher's best friend is the double play. If you're looking to add beauty to your landscape, the Pond Builders and Landmark Landscaping is the perfect double play combination. At the Pond Builders, we feature Aquascape's patented ecosystem. It's the perfect solution for ponds, waterfalls, streams, and custom bridges. And for the finishing touch around your new pond, our parent company, Landmark Landscaping, is a licensed contractor with 17 years experience. See what we can do. Visit our website at thepondbuilders.com.
Adam Patovich will lead it off for the Quakes here in the top of the 4th inning with the Quakes in front of this one, 6-3. It's been an exciting first 3 innings. And the first pitch to Patovich is down low and away. 1 ball, no strike. There's the 1-0 pitch. Patovich takes down low. 2 balls, no strikes to count. Patovich struck out looking in the second inning. Patovich, Reed, and Willits. Here's the 2-0. Up and away. And the count is now 3-0. Looking at the out-of-town scoreboard, we told you before the break that Inland Empire was leading Bakersfield, and they beat them today 3-2. Top of the 6th inning in Lancaster, and the Lake Elsinore Storm leading Lancaster 4-1. 3-0 pitch, and Patovich takes outside, ball 4, and a leadoff walk. Top of the 4th inning in Modesto, San Jose with 4 runs in the first inning, leading the Modesto A's 4-0. In the Northern Division, San Jose, with a 4-2 record like Lancaster in the South, in first place. Stockton with a 3-2 record, same as the Quakes. They are a half game back in the Northern Division. Stockton currently losing at home to Visalia 2-0. DJ Reed tries to hold up on a check swing, but goes around on the first pitch, and it is 0-1. Paskovich is the runner at first base. Weeks struck out looking as well in the second inning. Top of the fourth, and the Quakes in front, 6-3. Paskovich away from first base with his hands on his knees. And he now draws a throw back to the bag. No balls and a strike. Visalia leading Stockton in that game 2-0, top of the fourth. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and he fouls it back to the screen. And the count now 0-2. In the American League, on the out-of-town scoreboard, currently the Angels leading the Mariners 2-0 in the top of the fourth. Ramon Ortiz getting the start tonight for the Angels. The Angels last night came from behind in an exciting one, defeating Seattle on opening night in Anaheim. 0-2 pitch instead of throwback to first. A new video board there in Anaheim. There's a lot of new things going on there at Angel Stadium. The reason I bring the video board is because there's a beautiful new video board at the epicenter. 0-2 pitch down low, 1-2. Some of you may have made it out for the exhibition game and caught a sneak preview of it, but the video board will be unveiled on Friday night. Lancaster in town. Pre-game ceremony started about 6:30, so get there early, get in your seats, and watch the festivities. 1-2 pitch. Weed swings and misses. Breaking on the pitch from first to second is Paskovich. He'll make it safely. Weed is out on strike for the first out of the inning. So Paskovich is at second base on the wild pitch. Weed out for the second time on his way of a strikeout. One away. Here's Reggie Willits. Hits home, and Willits fouls this one back to the on-deck circle, and Melgarejo standing right there where that ball was fouled off. He had to kind of duck. The Angels won last night, and they are currently leading Seattle 2-0 top of the fourth. Oakland beat Texas at the ballpark in Arlington today, 9-4. Tremaine Dye with 2 more home runs. The pitch to Weed is grounded into right field. That's a base hit. Being waved around third is Paskovich. Here comes the throw, cut off, and Paskovich slides in safely. And the Quakes have added to their lead on an RBI single by Reggie Willits. The Quakes lead at 7-3. First baseman Hinton came down the line, and on the grass he cut off the ball. Did not want to see Willits take the extra bag, as he recognized that they were not going to have a chance to get Paskovich at the plate. Melgarejo is the batter. One out, runner from first. He takes down low, 1-0. The Quakes were scoreless in the first, but they posted 2 in the second, 4 in the third. Now one more here in the top of the fourth, and they lead it 7-3. One out, runner from first. Costello, the starter, still in there, and the pitch is low and inside. There is activity in the High Desert bullpen. 2-0 the count to Melgarejo. Willits leads away from first base. Breeze blowing out to left center field. And the pitch home. Melgarejo drills that one into center field, a base hit. Costello had to duck out of the way of that one. Willits moves to second and stops after the single. Back-to-back singles in the fourth. First and second and one out for Erick Aybar. Checking the out-of-town scoreboard, now we're going to have a visit to the mound by the High Desert coach, and indeed, the manager, Queen, is going to go to the bullpen, and that's going to end the night for Costello. We'll take a 60-second break and be back to tell you about the new High Desert pitcher. It's 7-3 Quakes in the top of the 4.
One of the most desired qualities on any baseball team is speed. The same is true in the business world. The next time you're faced with a near impossible printing deadline, call Jimmy the Printer. We're your one-stop center for fast and professional mailing services, copies, printing, faxing, laminating, and binding. When every second counts, count on Jimmy. Stop by 257 North Mountain Avenue or log on to jimmytheprinter.com. Fans, mention you heard us during Quakes Baseball and receive a 10% discount.
It's a whole new ballgame. Quakes baseball. With family fun and so much more. The Rancho Cucamonga Quakes. The excitement you've been looking for. The Rancho Cucamonga Quakes.
Charter Media presents the Friday Family Fun Pack. 4 clubs, 4 hot dogs, 4 sodas, 2 Boomers miniature golf passes, 4 one-hour GameWorks passes, an accurate automotive oil change, and 2 Cold Stone Creamery ice creams, all for just $38. Available for select Friday games. Make your plans to be with us.
Martin was in the original probables that we received before the series began, but High Desert's still trying to figure out their rotation, and Martin is in the bullpen. Forrest Martin, a right-hander, has pitched in 1 game so far. He started it, and it was a 5-inning performance. First pitch to Erick Aybar, switch hitter, now turned around from the left side of the plate, is taken inside. 1 ball, no strike. Forrest Martin allowed 3 hits in that ball game, 1 run, it was earned. Walked 2, struck out 3. 1 ball, no strikes to count to Erick Aybar. Runners from first and second, 1 away. A look back at second, and the pitch, and Aybar pops it up foul, and that one on top of the roof and out of play. And the count even to Aybar at a ball and a strike. Quakes chasing Costello from this ballgame in the 4th. It began with Paskovich walking. He moved to second base on a strikeout wild pitch to DJ Weed. Next pitch to Aybar, strike, and it's 1-2. Weed struck out swinging at a pitch in the dirt. Paskovich advanced. Willits then singles home Paskovich from second base, and then Mel Guerrero followed with a single. That was the last batter that Costello faced. He is responsible for the runners at first and second who go on the pitch, and the 1-2 pitch is pulled foul. It hits the top ledge of the top step of the dugout by the Quakes first base dugout and glances away. Still 1-2. There is a... If you're a fielder approaching either dugout, third base side or first base side, and you approach near the dugout, the first step is kind of raised, so it is possible to trip. 1-2 pitch, and Aybar pops the foul again, back onto the concourse, off to our left. Still 1 ball, 2 strikes. So it is possible, where Aybar grounded that last pitch foul, get the cement facing, kind of serves like a curb. 1-2 to count. Here's the pitch. And a bouncer foul, knocked down in the dugout by the Quakes along the first base side. Who is that? I believe it's Greg Porter. He's grabbed the bat. Napoli on deck. He'd be followed by Porter, and Porter was the one that kind of knocked that one down. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Runners go from first and second, and Aybar again chops that one foul. To the right, the far end of the Quakes dugout by the water cooler. 1-2. 9-4. It's the main guy with 2 home runs today. Bobby Crosby with 1 for the A's. Alfonso Soriano hit his first home run as a Ranger. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. Aybar steps out. Detroit beats Toronto 5-3. Robertson, the winner. Ted Lilly takes the loss. Here's the 1-2 pitch, up high. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Yankees beat Tampa Bay at home 5-1. Kevin Brown the win. Henderson the loss for Tampa Bay. Jorge Posada and Jason Giambi with home runs for the Yankees. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count to Aybar. Runners from first and second. Martin looks back in the pitch, and Aybar drills that one up the alleyway, right center field. This going over, the center fielder reaches up in the gap to make the catch. Going back to second and bluffing a tag is Willits. The runners will hold at first and second. So a fly ball crushed there by Aybar, but got it too far up into the air. It took off of his bat, but it held up enough in the air for Bibbs to get over there, and it was not deep enough for any of the runners to tag. It leaves the inning up to Michael Napoli. Napoli tonight is 0 for 1 with a walk. He scored a run, takes strike 1 from Martin, and the count is 0-1. The White Sox played a wild one at home today with Kansas City. 0-1 to count. That's it. Breaking ball, a curveball, a beauty at the knees, called strike 2. The White Sox beating Kansas City 10-9. Kansas City scored 4 runs in the top of the ninth to take a 9-8 lead. On the road, 0-2 pitches up high, 1-2. They come from 3 runs down to take a 1-run lead, 9-8 over the White Sox, heading to the bottom of the ninth, only to see the White Sox score 2 and win it. 1-2 pitch is a high pop-up foul. That one is up onto the berm, and the kid's scrambling for the ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count to Napoli. White Sox 10, Royals 9. That's a final. Atkins the win. Kurt Lestanek taking the loss in the ball game. Napoli drives that one the opposite field, the right field, and deep. Candelaria going back, looking up, gone. The inside out of that shot to right field, and it just creeps over the Pepsi sign, over the right field wall. A terrific job of hitting for Napoli, and a 3-run home run, and the Quakes have opened up a 9-3 lead. And the second 2-out, 3-run home run by a Quakes hitter in as many innings. Here's Greg Porter. First pitch to Porter is a ball, 1-0. I'm sorry, check that. It's 10-3 Quakes. Porter pulls that pitch fair down the right field line, past the diving hitting. It goes into the corner. Porter is around first, heading to second. He will stop there. The ball is dug out by Candelaria. Porter has himself a double. His first hit of the night. Porter was hit by a pitch and scored in the second. Walked and scored in the third. 2 in the second for the Quakes, 4 in the third. And now 4 more here in the fourth. 10-3 Rancho. Here's David Gates. He has 2 home runs tonight. The Quakes was a team with 3 home runs on the evening. The ball club that at the beginning of the year it looked like there wasn't wasn't supposed to be a whole lot of power per se. Well, through the first 6 games they've had 8 home runs. 1-0 pitch, high fastball, and Gates swinging for the fences there. Swings and misses, and it's 1-1. Gates steps out, tugs the bill of the cap. Gates, 2 for 2, 2 home runs, 5 RBIs tonight. We're just in the fourth. 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss. 1-2. Away from second is Porter. 10 runs, 7 hits, 3 errors for the Quakes. 3 runs, 3 hits, an error for the Mavericks. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and Gates fouls it back to the screen. Still 1-2. In that wild game won by the White Sox today on the out-of-town scoreboard, White Sox winning at 10-9 over Kansas City. Atkins the winner, with Stanek the loser. Carlos Beltran had 2 home runs for the Royals. Benito Santiago and Mike Sweeney both hitting their second of the year for Kansas City. 1-2, 2 outs. The pitch, strike 3 call to Gates on the outside corner, and he buckled him with a breaking ball. The side is retired. The Quakes strike for 4 more here in the top of the fourth. 4 runs in the inning for the Quakes on 4 hits. No errors, and a man left on. We head to the bottom of the fourth. 10-3, Rancho.
An advantage in sports is playing in front of a hometown crowd. If you're looking to buy or sell a home, you can get that same home team advantage. Just call Ivy Carroll's Realty Service. As a local company, nobody knows the area better than we do. For immediate action on all your real estate needs, contact Ivy Carroll's Realty Service at 909-476-0640 or log on to ivycarrollsrealty.com. Ivy Carroll's Realty, located in Cucamonga and in Fontana. Be sure to ask about their home buyers ministry.
Around here, folks take pride in their landscape. They know a beautiful yard starts with the right materials. And around here, people like to do it themselves. That's why they rely on Haven Building Materials. Haven features a winning lineup of blocks, cement, rocks, sand, and gravel, everything you need for your landscape. And they deliver, too. Folks in the know rely on Haven. They have since 1978. And you can, too. Just stop by Haven Building Materials at 9393 Haven Avenue in Rancho Cucamonga.
Here we go to the bottom of the fourth, and the Quakes in front of this one, 10-3. Jason Anafolian with you tonight. Here from Mavericks Stadium in Adelanto. Another power barrage by the Quakes. 10 runs, 7 hits, and 3 errors. Here's Kennard pitch. On the mound is Phil Wilson. He deals the first pitch down low, 1-0. High Desert scoring a run in the first, 2 more in the third. Here's Vandenberg and Chavez. 2 up. Next pitch is a strike. Count even at a ball and a strike. The Quakes with 3 home runs tonight. A 2-run shot and a 3-run shot by David Gates. Next pitch is pulled foul down the right field line, 1-2. And Michael Napoli with a 3-run home run in the top of the fourth inning. The right field to make it a 10-3 Quakes lead. The Quakes scoring 2 in the second, 4 in the third, and 4 in the fourth. Next pitch is slapped to short. Aybar fields it on a hop. Throws over to first in time to retire this. 1 away. Continuing to look at the out-of-town scoreboard tonight. Another postponement for the second consecutive day at Fenway Park between the Orioles and the Red Sox. You're going to get those this time of the year. Means they'll be playing some summertime doubleheaders at Fenway later on in the year. Minnesota beat Cleveland 10-6. First pitch to John Vandenberg is a strike, 0-1. Silva the winner today for Minnesota. Jeff D'Amico, the former Brewer, a loser for the Indians. The 0-1 pitch is chopped out to plate 0-2. Rincon the save for the Twins. Henry Blanco, Corey Coxey, both homering from Minnesota. Martinez homering for the Indians. 1 strike to count. The pitch to Vandenberg is down low, 1-1. The Angels, last scoring update we had in the top of the 4th, leading Seattle 2-0. In the National League, the Dodgers leading the Padres 6-0. 1-2 pitch is chopped right to short. Aybar fields it, waits back, throws across the diamond. In time, 2 away. Here's Ozzie Chavez, Kazuchi, and David Wells meeting up at Petco Park in San Diego. I'm going to have to get down there at some point during the ball season, probably when the season is over here. Looks like a great place to see a game. Here's Ozzie Chavez. The pitch is down low, 1-0. 6-0 Dodgers leading the Padres in the 3rd. The Rockies beating up on Arizona 10-2 in the top of the 7th. Next pitch to Chavez is a strike from Phil Wilson, 1-1. Luis Gonzalez homering in that ball game. Miles with 2 home runs for Colorado. Vinny Castilla with 1 as well. 1-1 pitch is pulled foul just beyond the first base bag and fielded by Turner. He puts it back to Wilson. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. 10-2, Colorado leading Arizona, top of the 7th. Atlanta beats the Mets 6-1 at Shea. Florida on the road shuts out Montreal 9-0. 1-2 pitch, breaking ball, strike 3 called, a curveball, and a dandy one by Wilson. And he follows the 4-run top of the 4th for the Quakes with a 1-2-3 bottom of the 4th. We head to the 5th, Quakes leading 10-3.
The English have a heritage rich in tradition. If you'd like to experience a bit of that heritage for yourself, stop by the Bulldog Pub. Enjoy the best English-style fish and chips around, as well as a great selection of import and domestic beer. Play pool or darts. And while baseball isn't cricket, we've been serving Quakes fans for 18 years. Stop by the Bulldog tonight. You'll find us in the Upland Northwest Shopping Center under the clock tower on Mountain Avenue. The Bulldog Pub, a taste of Britain in Upland.
It's a whole new ballgame. Playing baseball. The family fun and so much more. Rancho Cucamonga Quakes. The excitement you've been looking for. The Rancho Cucamonga Quakes.
Reserve a pregame picnic at the Epicenter for a unique group experience. After the picnic, your group of 25 or more will move to your seats to watch the game. All options include all you can eat and drink, plus your game ticket. Choose from 3 great menu options. Prices start at just $15 per person.
Family fun and so much more. The Rancho Cucamonga Quakes. The excitement you've been looking for. The Rancho Cucamonga Quakes. It's a whole new ballgame.
Top of the 5th inning, Justin Turner to face right-handed pitcher Forrest Martin, who relieved the starter Costello in the 4th. Turner, the only man not to bat in the 4th. First pitch is taken for a strike, 0-1. Turner tonight is 0 for 2. Here's the 1-strike pitch. Swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. The Quakes sending 8 men to the plate in the 4th inning. And they scored 4 runs. The big one, a 3-run home run to the opposite field by Napoli. 0-2 pitch. Turner cannot hold up at a pitch in the dirt. He goes around on the strikeout. Going away. Here's Adam Paskovich. Paskovich struck out looking in the 2nd inning, walked and scored in the 4th. Jason Anaforian here tonight, Mavericks Stadium in Adelanto. One out, the base is empty, and Packard drills one deep left center field. Boyd going back, looking up, and it's going to one-hop the wall. It's Cam Sabidge in center who gets the ball back to the infield, pulling into second with a double, and a stand-up double is Adam Paskovich. Here's B.J. Weed. Well, in this series, since opening night, this series and the one in Bakersfield have kind of played similar. The first game, not a whole lot of offensive output by the Quakes, although they scored 5 in the first game of the series at Bakersfield. That offensive output was late. And then they followed it up with game 2 and 3 in the series with the bats really taking off. Weed fouls this next pitch off and back towards the cafe along the left field line. So the Quakes, their bats really coming alive in games 2 and 3 of the series. A lot of gap-to-gap hitting. Outfield shading Weed the opposite field, and he takes outside 1-1. Weed tonight is 0 for 2. Struck out looking in the second, struck out swinging last inning in the fourth. 10-3. Here's the 1-1 pitch. And a breaking ball, strike 2 call. I think we thought that one was a little bit low. Without the accessibility of instant replay, just on first guess, I think we may have a case. All academic at this point. The 1-2 pitch, and we jammed on that one. A little squibbler to the right side. Fielded by the first baseman Hinton. He shovels over to Martin, the pitcher covering the bag at third. In time to retire Weed. Moving to third base on the put out is Paskovich for the second out of the inning. 3-1 on the put out on Weed. There's Reggie Willits. 10-3 in the fifth. Quakes leading. Willits tonight on base all 3 times. Walked in the first, walked and scored in the third, singled and scored in the fourth. Takes the first pitch for a ball, 1-0. This is Willits' first time at the plate, though, tonight as a left-hander. 1-0. Kick and the pitch. Swing and a miss. Change up. Swung over the top of it. 1-1. On the National League out-of-town scoreboard, the Brewers beat the Giants 3-0. So the Mavericks parent ball club winning this afternoon at Paxell Park. 1-1 to count. A runner from third, and Willits swings and misses. And the count is 1-2. 10-3, Quakes, top of the fifth. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Willits taps the bat on home plate. Moving down the line is Paskovich from third. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Willits is out on strike. And the inning is over. No runs, a hit, and a man left on base for the Quakes here in the top of the inning. We head to the bottom half of the fifth, and the Quakes in front, 10-3.
Termites, feasting, fishing, tackle, paints and spackle, tubs, jacuzzis, tapes and boobies, everything from A to Z. Tile and lumber, tons of plumbers, elevators, coffee makers, radiators, party favors. Take a look and you'll see. Let your man walk in.
When it comes to making their buying decisions, people today let their fingers do the walking through Yellow Book Yellow Pages. It's no wonder. Yellow Book's packed with money-saving coupons, restaurant menus, and vital community info. And with more ads than ever before, it has everything you need right at your fingertips. It's easy to spot. Just reach for the Yellow Directory with the map on the cover and join the smart shoppers who choose Yellow Book, not the other book. Put your business in Yellow Book. Call 1-800-YB-YELLOW.
The other book.
Join us at the Epicenter every Monday for Monday Madness. 2 club tickets, 2 hot dogs, 2 Cracker Jacks, and 2 sodas. All for just $12. Every Monday night at the Epicenter. We'll see you there.
Rancho, Cucamonga, Quakes, the excitement you've been looking for. Rancho, Cucamonga, Quakes, it's a whole new ballgame.
To the bottom of the fifth we go, and the Quakes in front of this one, 10-3. Chris Morris, the designated hitter, and the left-hander still in front, pulls back and takes the ball. 1 ball, no strike. Morris walked and scored in the first. Same thing in the third. Next pitch gets low in the dirt. 2 balls, no strikes. Checking the out-of-town scoreboard, Houston beat the St. Louis Cardinals in the National League earlier today. That was a day game in St. Louis, 11-1. Wade Miller the win for the Astros, Carpenter the loss for the Cardinals. Jeff Bagwell and Lance Berkman homering in that game. Next pitch low and away, 2 balls, no strikes. The Cubs at home today at Wrigley Field beat the Pirates 8-3. Matt Clement now 1-1 on the season. Ryan Vogelsong takes the loss. He's 1-1. Raul Mondesi with a couple of home runs for the Pirates. For the Cubs, Moises Alou and Aramis Ramirez homering. Ramirez hit 2 today at Wrigley Field. We told you the Mavericks parent ball club, the Brewers, shut out the Giants 3-0. Next pitch is down low, ball 4, and Morris, for the 3rd consecutive time tonight, is on base by way of the walk. Here it is the Quakes 10 and the Mavericks 3, bottom of the 5th inning. California League affiliates tonight of the Anaheim Angels and the Milwaukee Brewers. We'll be on the air with you tomorrow night at 7 o'clock for Game 4 of the series. Here's Felix Crabb, a runner from first. Runner goes. The pitch is up high. A ball to throw down to second. Aybar covering the swipe, and Morris is in there safely. He steals the bag at second base. Morris tonight is second stolen base. One thing can be said for both teams' runners on the base path when they get on. They are not sitting tight. 2-0 the count to Crabb, and a turn and a throw back to second. And Aybar, the shortstop, covering the bag, wipes the tag down quickly, but Morris is in safely with a hand. 2 balls and no strikes to count to Crabb. There is some light activity now in the Quakes bullpen, and what I mean by light, a couple of guys getting up and beginning to get loose. 2-0 the count. Wilson delivers down low. 3 balls, no strikes. Wilson allowed 2 runs in the third, a run in the first. Prior to the walk, he had retired 4 men in a row, including the side in order in the fourth. But he has walked the leadoff man here in the fifth, and now it's falling behind 3-0 to Crabb, and that one is down low, ball 4. Actually, the count is now 3-0. Check that, though, with a 2-0 pitch. Just to burn that light bulb on that scoreboard out there. Here's the pitch, and it's low, ball 4. I think the broadcaster needs to do a better job of following balls and strikes. Tough at bat there for Wilson. So with runners at first and second now with nobody out and a 7-run lead to work with. That is Ozzie Lugo warming up down the line for the Quakes. And now Keith Comstock's out to talk with his pitcher Wilson. Wilson, in his first start of the year, only pitched 3 2/3 innings. Gave up 6 hits, 7 runs, 2 earned. He walked 1 and struck out 5, and that was in Bakersfield on Friday night. The Blaze chased him from the ballgame in the 4th. Now the plate umpire, Steve Personi, out to break up the discussion with Wilson and Napoli and Comstock. Comstock jogging back to the dugout. 3 errors for the Quakes, 3 runs, 3 hits, and an error for the Mavericks. Jeff Gure is the batter. Wilson from the stretch goes to the glove. Pauses at the letters, the pitch back to second. Runners love at first and second, and the pitch is changed up and in, 1 ball, no strike. Gure has 3 base on a fielder's choice in the 1st and an error in the 3rd. He is 0 for 2 tonight. 1-0 the count. Wilson from the stretch and the pitch, and a big swing and a miss, and he dropped a curveball on him, and the count is 1-1. Off the bag at second is Morris. Crab off the bag at first. Infield playing back. Wilson looks back at second, now turn, and back to the bag, diving after a space is Morris. The second base is Reed coming in behind them. Tomorrow night, we'll have the ball game for you live here on KWRN. Joe Saunders pitching for the Quakes. He'll be opposed by Bo Hall. After Lancaster visits Rancho for the weekend, High Desert will come to town on Monday. 1-1 pitch, and that one's inside the year. 2 balls and a strike. Wilson holding the ball in his pitching hand with the glove tucked up by the letters. Now joins the 2 as he pauses from the stretch. A look back at second, now turning the throw back, second baseman Reed covering, and Morris is stripped back safely again with a dive. Aybar originally broke in behind the runner, and that was used as somewhat of a decoy, and Aybar backed off. Wilson was still pausing from the stretch, and after Aybar backed off, Reed came in from behind. 1-1 the count. Morris away from second, Crab away from first. They had good speed on the base path. The 2-1 pitch, low and away. 3 balls and a strike. These 2 ball clubs will play each other for a 4-game series in Rancho Cucamonga next week, and then turn back around and play each other for a 3-game series next weekend. A week from Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. 3 balls, 1 strike to count. Runners from first and second. A look back. The runners go. The pitch is driven the opposite field. Willits, who was ranging over towards left center, now goes over into the right center gap. He'll get it. He and El Doreo cross paths. And now being raised to the plate is both Morris and Crab. The Crab right behind Morris. They both score standing. And a triple and 2 runs knocked in by Jeff Gure as the ball delivered back to the infield by Rancho Melgarejo from the right center track. A 2-run triple there for Gure, and it's a 10-5 Quakes lead. At second base, Morris held up on that ball, and Crab maybe had a better angle from it at first and saw that ball wasn't going to be caught. Well, he was right on Morris's field. Here's Travis hitting, and the first pitch is up and away. 1 ball, no strike. Quakes 10, Mavericks 5. High Desert scoring 2 times here in the 5th. 1-0 to count. The runner from third and Wilson to the plate. Change up. Strike 1 called. One to count. Wilson from the stretch, the pitch, swing and an air. 2. Another changeup there. And you're swinging over, and Hinton swinging over the top of it. Hinton went into a crazy double play back in the third. 1-2 pitch. And he fights that one off and dribbles it up the third base side. And there's going to be no play. Coming in with Paskovich. When he fields the ball, he could not make a play. He did not pick the ball up. Wilson got over there and finally picked the ball up. And a run is in on an infield single by Hinton. And High Desert posted 3 here in the bottom of the 5th inning. And they make it a 10-6 ball game. Hinton, his last time up, hit a ground ball to third that was gloved by Paskovich. And that turned into a double play. Well, that's going to do it for Wilson. Ozzie Lugo was warming up in the bullpen, and now he's going to come in. And Wilson is still responsible for the runner at first. Still nobody out here in the bottom of the 5th. And it's a 10-6 Quakes lead. We'll take a 60-second break and be back to tell you about the new Quakes pitcher right after this.
You have choices when it comes to buying auto parts. Before you spend a fortune at a major chain store, visit West Coast Auto Renters. We're a proud American company featuring American-made auto and truck parts at great prices. We pay top dollar for junk cars, late model wrecks, and abandoned and illegally parked vehicles are removed for free. One man's trash is another man's treasure. Stop by West Coast Auto Records at 4007 State Street in Montclair or log on to westcoastautoparts.com.
Chris Manson's powerful new book, Joshua Shoots, He Scores. The Greatest Call I Ever Made is available now at joshuashoots.com.
Randy Youngman of the Orange County Register writes, Joshua Shoots, He Scores will touch anyone who reads it.
Hall of Famer Rod Carew declares, this is a little book with a lot of heart.
L.A. Kings announcer Bob Miller adds, Joshua Shoots, He Scores will leave you believing in miracles.
For more information, go to joshuashoots.com
or order by phone at 949-260-1012.
Or ask for Joshua Shoots, He Scores at bookstores everywhere.
This is Rob Bushka, voice of the Titans. Tune in each week as we pay tribute to Baseball America's 2003 Coach of the Year, George Horton, on AM 1370 KWRM. Wednesday nights from 7 to 8, it's the George Horton Show, live on location from Stadium Tavern in downtown Fullerton at Harbor and Wilshire. It's your chance to get up close and personal with Coach Horton and Titan players, and you can even win tickets and prizes as you enjoy the great food and drink specials.
Titan baseball coach George Horton. Come join Rob and I at the Stadium Tavern each week for the show and be part of our team.
That's the George Horton Show, Wednesdays from 7 to 8 on KWRM.
Ozzie Lugo coming on to relieve Phil Wilson here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Wilson goes 4+ tonight. They're not getting out here in the 3rd. It is 10-6 in favor of the Quakes in the bottom of the 5th, and High Desert has scored 3 runs to pull to within 4 in the inning. Dan Boyd is the first hitter to face Ozzie Lugo. Leading away from first base is Travis Whitman. He takes the first pitch for a ball, and the count is 1-0. The Quakes opened up a 10-3 lead after 3.5 tonight. Now 10-6 in the bottom of the 5th. Next pitch to Boyd is a strike called on the outside, and the count is 1-1. Getting away from first, the 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball from Lugo, misses down low, 2-1. A good starting pitching has been the name of the game so far in the Angels farm system at the Double-A level. Turning the throat. Justin Griffith, he's the call-up of Arkansas, or to Arkansas. 3-1 pitch is a strike, 3-2. The Quakes getting a new player before the ball game, joining the ball club at the epicenter before they board at the bus, Nick Touchstone. A left-handed reliever. It adds another left-handed reliever to Bobby Meacham's bullpen. Full count, nobody out. Runner goes at first, and Boyd drives that one right center field. Melgarejo on the run, reaches up, can't get it. It's to the wall on a bound. Running on the pitch was Hinton. He's being ready for now third. He will score. Heading into third base with a stand-up triple is Boyd, and it's a 3-run game. It's 10-7 Quakes. Triple to right center field. And this ball game is a little bit closer. The Quakes opened up a 7-run lead, only to see this lead fall to 3. And still nobody out in the inning. And Scott Candelaria takes a stride. 0-1 to count to Scott Candelaria. He is 0 for 2 tonight. He fights the 0-1 pitch foul off to the right, and the count is 0-2. 10 runs, 8 hits, 3 errors for the Quakes, 7 runs, 6 hits, and an error for the Mavericks. It's been a wild one. There has not been one inning tonight so far where both ball clubs haven't scored. 2 pitch. And that was tapped right back to the mound. Lugo fields it, checks the runner at third before he throws onto first to retire Candelaria. And that is the first out of the inning. Seventh man to come up here in the bottom of the fifth inning will be Kennard there. Lugo gets back on top of the mound, holding that ball behind his back. Lugo working from the third base side of the rubber. A long pause at the belt. Now he comes home from the stretch. And this, the left-hander drags the bunt up the first base line. Foul, picked up by Napoli. About 30 feet up the line. 0-1 the count. Nazi Lugo has been effective out of the bullpen for the Quakes. Lugo in his last appearance against High Desert in game 1 of his series. He pitched a scoreless inning of relief, allowing just a hit, walk the batter. This is his third game of the season. Third appearance. 0-1 to count. Good. On the left side of the plate. They're setting up inside, and the pitch to Napoli is out over the middle of the plate for a strike. 0-2 to count. Napoli setting up in the inside part of the plate. Here's the left-hander waiting. That pitch was sailed back over the middle of the plate. 0-2 to count. Runner from third, and the pitch is popped up down the left field line. Into the corner goes Gates. Into the corner goes Gates, and he makes the catch in foul territory. Tagging from third is Boyd. He'll come in to score. It's a 10-8 lead. Second out of the inning. Here in the fifth, a sacrifice fly down the left field line. So 10-8 is the score. High Desert scoring 5 times here in the bottom of the fifth inning. Here's John Vandenberg, and the pitch is down low for a ball. 1 ball, no strike. Vandenberg walked in the second inning, grounded to short in the fourth. Lugo from the belt delivers home in the 1-0 pitch, and there's a strike, and it's 1-1. This 5-run inning here for the Mavericks, their biggest of the season. The Quakes had their biggest inning of the season last night, a 6-run burst. Next pitch outside, 2-1. The Quakes, though, tonight, they've had 2 4-run innings. At this point, lead 10-8. 2-1 pitch. Vandenberg takes down low. 3 balls and a strike. Vandenberg, the 8th Mavericks hitter to hit here in the 5th. 3 balls, 1 strike. Napoli setting up away. The pitch is pulled in the hole between third and short. Gloved by Pasovich off of his glove, and Vandenberg is around third on an infield hit. Tough play there by Pasovich. He had to really move over to his left. He got a glove on it, reaching down, and he's going to have to reach down, make the play, and on the run, throw to first. Not the case. An infield single there by Vandenberg. Here's Ozzie Chavez. Chavez 0 for 2 on the night. Runner from first, that's Vandenberg. Lugo throws the pitch as a strike, and it's 0-1. The Mavericks have brought the tying run to the plate here in this inning. The energy inning trailing 10-3. And now Chavez represents the tying run. 1 strike to count, a big swing and a miss. And it was 0-2. Chavez popped it short in the second, struck out looking in the 4th. Lugo gets back on top of the mound as Vandenberg leads off the bag at first. Turner holding him on. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung on and tipped into the glove of Napoli. Strike 3, and the inning is over. But the Mavericks send 9 men to the plate here in the 5th, and they score 5 times in the inning on 4 hits. No errors, a man left on base. We head to the 6th. The Quakes now leading 10-8.
Galliano Winery, located at 4231 Wineville Road in Mira Loma. In business since 1927, the Galliano family's roots run deep in Cucamonga Valley's winemaking history, offering a unique array of 25 varieties, including award-winning wines, as well as custom labels. The Galliano tradition continues to grow in the Inland Empire. Try the latest award-winning wines in a relaxed country atmosphere of the tasting room. Enjoy a tour of our landmark complex or relax in the beautiful picnic grounds. To reach Galliano Winery, call 909-685-5376 or stop by Monday through Saturday 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Sunday 10:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Once again, call 909-685-5376.
It's a whole new ballgame. Playing baseball. Family fun and so much more. The Rancho Cucamonga way. The excitement you've been looking for. The Rancho Cucamonga way.
For fans who want the benefits of season tickets but can't make it to all the home games, then the Quakes mini plans are perfect for you. Mini plans start as low as $60 per seat. Plus, these plans feature the most exciting games of the 2004 season. To order your Quakes mini plan today, call the Quakes ticket office at 909-481-5252.
Family fun and so much more. The Rancho Cucamonga way. The excitement you've been looking for. The Rancho Cucamonga way. It's a whole new ballgame.
Top of the 6th inning, and the Quakes in front 10-8. The Quakes at one time led in this ball game 10-3, but the Mavericks scoring 5 times in the bottom half of the 5th. And up to the plate, that's Rancho Melgarejo to lead it off, and he swings at the first pitch and pulls a shot down the left field line into the corner and foul. Melgarejo goes back to the batter's box to grab a bat. 10-8 here in the top half of the 6th. Forrest Martin in relief. Throws a curveball for a strike, 0-2. Martin steps back on top of the rubber. 0-2 to count. El Dorado waiting. They're setting up away. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Up high. And the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. 10-8-3 for the Quakes. 8-7-1 for the Mavericks. The 1-2 pitch. Curveball. Misses inside. 2-2 the count. Martin worked that curveball to the outside corner and tried to see if he couldn't get the call on the inside corner. Here's the 2-2 pitch and a curveball again, and El Dorado just gets a piece of it, stopping it back to the string. Still 2-2. El Dorado struck out looking in the first, grounded to second in the third, singled and scored in the fourth. Two balls, 2 strikes to count. Kick and the pitch, and a breaking ball missing down low. 3 balls, 2 strikes. 10-8 is the score here in the top of the 6th. Quakes, 3 wins, 2 losses so far in the season. Here's the 3-2 pitch, and a curveball swung on and missed, and El Dorado is out number 1. That was a wicked curveball that Martin drew there. 1 away, Erick Aybar coming up. Quakes baseball tonight on the radio is brought to you by Farmer John Hot Dogs. Farmer John Hot Dogs, the official hot dog of the Epicenter. Quakes will be home to start the home season on Friday night. 1 out, bases empty. Aybar punts this one right back to the pitcher, Martin. He fields it, quickly throws over to first, and Aybar is out. 2 away. Lancaster in town, 7:35 first pitch on Friday night. 7:15 start on Saturday night against the Jethawks, and then on Sunday afternoon, a 2:15 start. 10-8 the score here in the top of the 6th inning for the Quakes. Quakes once led 10-3. High Desert putting 5 up in the bottom of the 5th. Mike Napoli with an impressive 3-run home run, and right now at this point, his 3-run home run is coming up real big in this game. He swings and misses at the first pitch, and it is 0-1. Napoli tonight is 1 for 2. Fouls the next pitch off to the right, 0-2. Right out to right field in the first. Walking scored in the third. Had a 3-run home run to right field in the fourth. 2 outs, the base is empty. 10-8 is the score. Martin winds, pitch, then the 0-2 pitch, and Napoli checks his swing. No, he didn't hold on. Brings him up as he tried to hold up on a high fastball. Napoli is out on strike here in the 6th. Quakes go in order in the inning. We head to the bottom of the 6th. 10-8 Quakes.
Faucets leaking, termites feasting, fish and tackle, paints and spackles, tubs, jacuzzis, tapes and movies, everything from A to Z. Tile and lumber, tons of plumbers, elevators, coffee makers, radiators, party favors. Take a look and you'll see. Not the other book. Florists, grocers, water coolers, bakers, jewelers, everything from A to Z. Dust and landscape, sit-down mowers, dentists, faulty, uppers, lowers, wholesale, retail, farm mail, wide well. Take a look at your teeth. Not the other book.
To place your ad at people's fingertips, call 1-800-YB-YELLOW. Yellow Book, not the other book.
You know the goal of baseball is to get home quickly. The last thing you want to see is some player lollygagging around third when there's going to be a close play at the plate. Well, Farmer John feels the same way about ham, bacon, sausage, and hot dogs. You know, all Farmer John products are made fresh right here in the Southland. That way they get home as quickly as possible, and it's just a short slide into the plate. That's your plate at home, not home plate. Get fresh. Get Farmer John.
head to the bottom of the sixth inning tonight, and the Quakes in front, 10-8. Ozzie Lugo remains out there to pitch the sixth inning of relief. Chris Morris to lead it off, and Morris, in all three of his at-bats against Wilson, walked to lead off. All three innings he went up there. First pitch is down low, 1-0. Morris tonight is led off the first, third, fifth, and now the sixth. 1 ball, no strikes to count. Lugo throws and Morris pops this one up. Center field, Willits. There with plenty of room, reaches up and makes the catch. 1 away. First time tonight, Morris has been kept off the base path. Morris, 3 walks tonight and 3 runs scored. Here's Calix Crabb. Bottom of the sixth inning. Crabb tonight is 1 for 2 with a couple of runs scored. Lugo goes to the glove and pauses. They're setting up inside the pitch, and that one's a ball, 1-0. Lugo gets back on top of the mound, circles that ball behind his back, goes to the glove and pauses at the belt. Here's the 1-0 pitch, up high, 2 balls, no strike. 10-8 the score here in the bottom of the sixth inning. The Quakes have been held scoreless since their big fourth inning. Next pitch is a strike, is a ball. 3-0 the count. Since the Napoli home run off of Martin has struck out 5 Quakes hitters. 3-0 pitch, down low, ball 4. So Crabb aboard for the third time today. He walks to first base. And now Jeff Ure, the tying run, at the plate.
Number 20, third baseman Jeff Ure.
Jeff Ure reached base on a fielder's choice in the first, on an error in the third, tripled home 2 in the fifth. That all came off of Phil Wilson turning the throw back to first, and Crabb is back. 10-8, bottom of the sixth inning, and the Quakes in front. Runner from first, the pitch. Ure takes a strike, snap throw down to first. Back safely is Crabb with a head first slide. 1-0 the count. 10 runs, 8 hits, 3 errors for the Quakes. 8 runs, 7 hits, and an error for the Mavericks. Breeze blowing out to left center, turning the throw back to first again. And Calix Crabb is back. Fans, on Monday, it will be a day game at the epicenter. 0-1 pitch is fouled off to the right and out of play. No balls, 2 strikes to count. On Wednesday, a day game against the High Desert Mavericks at 10:30 a.m. It is a part of the Grand Slam school day. First pitch will be at 10:30 a.m. Some morning baseball at the epicenter, turning a throwback to first, and Crabb is back. No balls, 2 strikes to count. Saturday night, duffel bags handed out to the first 1,000 fans as the Quakes take on the Lancaster Jethawks, and then Tremor's birthday party and Mascot Mania on Sunday. Pitch out, the 0-2 pitch is a ball. Check back to first, and Crabb is back. Crabb with good speed off the bag at first base. 1-2 the count. Lugo, he's ready. The pitch, swing and a miss. And Ure is out on strike. 2 away, and Travis Hinton coming up. Travis Hinton slide out to center field in the first, and on that play, Jeff Ure, who was the runner at second base, tried to tag up and make his way to third base, and he was thrown out. To end the inning, Turner the throwback to first, and back standing is Kraft. And then hit into another bizarre double play in the third. He grounded to third where Pastovich threw him out at first, and Ure went from first to second on the ground ball out, and then he tried to take third base. Another throwback, and Kraft is back. And when Ure was jogging to third or running to third, Aybar, the shortstop, was running right with him, and Turner threw back over to third. Runner breaks, the pitch is low in the dirt, gets away from Napoli, and down to second base with a stolen base goes Crab. Crab was breaking on the pitch. Napoli tried to pick it out of the dirt. Pitch was low and tried to get up out of the crouch quickly because he knew Crab was moving on the play and could not get a throw off. 1-0 the count is Hinton. Hinton deliver. Hinton takes the breaking ball for a strike, 1-1. So after Hinton grounded out to third, Turner, the first baseman, received the ball for the first out, then threw back to Aybar, the shortstop, running right with Hinton, or right with Jeff Ure. And Aybar caught the ball and tagged Ure out, trying to reach third base. 1-1 pitch is hit the opposite field. The Case, who comes in on the run, reaches up and makes the catch. And the inning is over. No runs, no hits, or errors, a man left on base here in the sixth. We head to the seventh inning tonight in Adelanto. Quakes leading 10-8.
Pioneer Radio and Sports would like to thank the following businesses who are committed to customer service.
This Quakes broadcast is brought to you in part by West Coast Auto Wreckers, a proud American company. By the Bulldog Pub, a taste of Britain in Upland. By Victory Exterminating, we treat every home like it's our own. By York Employment Services Incorporated, providing state-of-the-art service with old-fashioned values. And by the Pond Builders and Landmark Landscaping, service beyond the point of competition.
Hi, fans. James from Anapoian here to tell you about Storage Max in Rancho Cucamonga. At the Quakes, we've had no worries storing our items at Storage Max. With the latest technology, Storage Max provides climate-controlled units keeping items from discoloration, fading, or getting dusty. This is especially great for the hot summertime weather in Rancho Cucamonga. Storage Max has units from 5x5s to 15x40s with 24-hour access. Storage Max is a new facility located at 8363 Foothill Boulevard between Vineyard and Grove Avenue in Rancho Cucamonga. Jack and Carmen, the managers of Storage Max, have helped us with great customer service. Now let them help you. If you're ready to move or just thinking about moving, give Jack and Carmen, the managers of Storage Max, a call. 909-949-3600. Again, that's 909-949-3600.
Top of the seventh inning, 10-8 in favor of the Quakes. Greg Porter coming to bat. Scoring updates for you in Stockton through 6 innings. The Oaks leading the Stockton Forts 2-0. Here's Greg Porter, a big swing and a miss, and the count is 0-1. And Visalia starting pitcher Evaldo Jimenez has a no-hitter through 6. 0-1 pitch, low and inside. 1 ball, 1 strike to count to Greg Porter. Here it's 10-8. Top of the 7th inning. And Porter tonight with a double, hit by a pitch, walked, he scored a couple of runs. Had a busy night as the DH takes inside 2-1. Quakes, they're probably going to have to score some more just to be sure. High Desert shows that they can certainly put up the numbers on the board. 2-run lead may not be big enough. Next pitch, a breaking ball, and this is ball 3, 3-1. Then again, it might. The bullpen has been effective for the Quakes. so far. Here's the 3-1 pitch, and a swing and a miss, and it's the full count. As Bobby Meacham said on the pregame show last night, though, scoring some big runs in some games, opening up some big leads, allows the team maybe to relax. Not every game has to be close. Swing and a miss. The Porter, he is out on strike. One away. 10-8 the score here in the top half of the seventh inning. Here's David Gates. David Gates tonight, 2 home runs. A 2-run shot in the second and a 3-run shot in the third. 10-8 is the score. Here's the windup by Martin, and the pitch is swung on, grounded sharply right to third. Gurr stays with it nicely, throws over to first in time to retire Gates for the out. That was not an easy ball for Gurr to field at third base. Two outs. Here's Justin Turner. Forrest Martin, after allowing the 3-run home run to Napoli, has held the Quakes scoreless since. Little dribbler foul off to the left off the bat of Turner, back towards the high desert on deck circle. 0-1 the count. Next pitch, swing and a miss to Turner, 0-2. Since the home run, Martin has retired 9 of 11 Quakes, including 6 strikeouts. 0-2 pitch, outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. Turner with a foul pop-up behind the plate. Fly ball to right field in the third. Struck out swinging in the fifth. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Martin kicks. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and that one is pulled foul to the on-deck circle. And the count remains 1-2. 10-8-3 for the Quakes. 8-7-1 for the Mavericks. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fastball swung on and missed. Strike 3. The inning is over. Quakes go in order for the second inning in a row, and that is 8 in a row retired by Martin. 7th inning stretch time here at the ballpark. Quakes out in front, 10-8.
There's just nothing that beats the serenity and beauty of a koi pond or water garden. If you have a pond or you're thinking about starting one, let Mystic Koi and Water Gardens help. They specialize in everything from initial design and construction to equipment and maintenance. They stock beautiful, healthy koi and goldfish and an extensive variety of water lilies, grasses, and plants. From small tubs and water gardens to large-scale koi ponds, you can rely on Mystic. Log on to mystickoi.com today.
It's a whole new ballgame. Quakes baseball. With family fun and so much more. The Rancho Cucamonga Quakes. The excitement you've been looking for. The Rancho Cucamonga Quakes.
Celebrate a birthday in style with Trimmer and the rest of the Quakes family here at the Epicenter. Packages include 12 cafe or club tickets, a special gift for the birthday person, a souvenir for each guest, a personalized cake, and more. Birthday packages for 12 people cost just $200.
We at KWRN 1370 know that you have a choice when it comes to sports radio, and we also know that you're in the right place. By airing the local games that matter most to you, KWRN is your Orange County and Inland Empire sports leader. Whether it's professional baseball, college basketball, or high school football, no one delivers the best in exciting local play-by-play like KWRM. Check out our new website at KWRM1370am.com. That's KWRM1370am.com. And thanks for being a part of our All-Star lineup.
Pitcher relieving Ozzie Lugo here in the bottom half of the seventh inning is number 40, Austin Bilkey. Bilkey's last appearance was in game one of this series. He pitched 2/3 of an inning and struck out a batter. Here's Dan Boyd. And Bilkey throws home, and the first pitch is low and away. 1 ball, no strike. Bottom of the seventh inning. 10-8 is the score. Runner from pitch, and that one is down low. 2-0. Boyd, a good runner when he's on the base path. Candelaria on deck, same as well. 2-0 pitch. Swinging a fly ball to right field. Melgarejo moves over. Now running parallel to the wall. Reaches up and makes the catch in front of the warning track. 1 away.
Number 40, Austin Bilkey.
So Bilkey retires the first man, and that is Dan Boyd. There are a lot of good runners on this ball club for High Desert. And the key in a close game, of course, keeping the runners off the base path, because whoever, Quakes or the Mavericks in this series, whoever gets runners on base, they're going to definitely send them. Here's Candelaria, first pitch, drives that one well the opposite field. Melgarejo goes back with plenty of room this time in front of the warning track, makes the catch for the second out. 2 outs, here's Kennard Bibb. Bibb with a single to left field in the second inning. A ground out to short in the fourth. And a sacrifice fly and an RBI in the fifth inning. Actually, that sacrifice fly was in foul territory as well. Bibb takes up and away 1-0. Bibb lifted a high fly ball down the left field line, and Gates, the left fielder, made the catch. It's just a few inches to spare before the retaining fence down the left field line. Here's the 1-0 pitch, and Bibb again slaps that one left field. Gates coming in on a drive, and he makes the catch. Inning over. Quick 1-2-3 inning by Austin Bilkey here in the bottom of the seventh inning. And we head to the eighth. Quakes leading 10-8.
At Inline Plumbing, we know when the stacks are clogged with runners, the team needs power, speed, and experience to empty the bases. When your pipes or sewers are clogged, we have the power, speed, and experience to get the job done and offer a 100% satisfaction guarantee. In fact, if you're not completely satisfied, we'll come back for free. Call at 949-8899 or log on to inlineplumbing.com. Inline Plumbing. We're the good guys your friends told you about.
Please leave a message.
Hi, Dad. It's me. Sorry you weren't home. I just wanted to let you know Mom and I are having a great time here in Laughlin, Nevada. We miss you a ton and can't wait to get home. But unfortunately, our tire busted. Yeah, our spare busted too, simultaneously. What are the chances of that? And also, it snowed here. Yeah, it snowed like 5 feet, and all the roads are closed. I know you've heard it's the desert here, but it's one of those snowy deserts. Not all beautiful and sunny like you've heard. So it looks like we'll have to stay for at least a couple more days. Don't worry, though. We'll keep playing the slots and water skiing and hiking and having dinner by the gorgeous river and going out dancing and stuff, if we have to. Okay, Dad. Bye-bye.
Young or old, there's a lot to do these days in Laughlin. So if you come, plan on staying a while. For more info, call 1-800-4-LAUGHLIN or go to visitlaughlin.com.
Leading off the top of the 8th inning, and a breaking ball from Forrest Martin for a strike 0-1. We've seen out of this high desert bullpen that they're relievers. They have a lot of guys that are relievers/starters. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and Paskovich drills that one left center field and deep. This going back, Boyd going back, it one-hops the base of the wall. In fact, it didn't one-hop the wall, it hit at the base of the wall. Paskovich pulls into second with a slide as the throw comes back in. He beats it safely at second with a leadoff double. Paskovich hit a line drive that had some top spin on it, out towards left center field to a cornet sign on the left center field wall. This year, a promotion throughout the Cal League, cornet. And this one hit the base of the wooden wall. Runner at second now, nobody out. Here's B.J. Weed, and he shows bunt, and the switch hitter batting left-handed pulls back and takes up and away 1-0. The High Desert bullpen, they really haven't set their what will be their true rotation. Time is called right now for the pitching coach of the Mavericks to come out to the mound as John Curtis makes his way up to the hill and talk with his pitcher. There is activity in the bullpen, and Martin has done a good job relieving. He just wants to make sure that Martin, with the exception of giving up that home run to Napoli, he's really come into the ball game, and he came in the 4th inning with this game getting out of hand, and he has served a stabilizing role for the Mavericks, and has allowed his ball club to get back in this game. He had retired 8 in a row. In fact, the last Quake to reach base safely was Paskovich, who doubled off the left center field off of Martin in the 5th. Top of the 8th, runner from second, and the 1-0 pitch, and Weeds fouls it back off to the left, and the count is 1-1. Meanwhile, since Martin has closed the door on the Quakes, holding them scoreless in the last 3 innings, High Desert has moved to within 2. It is 10-8 Quakes, top of the 8th. 1-1 the count to B.J. Weed, the pitch. And that one is way outside and high. 2 balls and a strike. Away from second is Paskovich. 2-1. Here's the pitch to the plate. Swing and a slapper, a line shot foul. That one going back up above some of the spectators down the back of the third base bag. 2-2 the count. Last night, just over 1,000 people in the ballpark for the ball game. Right around the same crowd tonight. 2-2 to count. And the pitch. Curveball misses, and that's now a full count, 3-2. A right-hander warming up in the Mavericks bullpen. I don't believe that Martin will be left in too much longer. That's Nick Black warming up. Full count. Runner from second, nobody out. And a pop-up to foul territory. Again, this one is going to reach the seat. 3-2 to count. So with Martin, he is one of many Mavericks relievers. Because they're still trying to fill out their rotation, a lot of guys have been used for 3 or 4 innings at a time. 3-2 pitch, breaking ball, up high, ball 4. Runners at first and second. DJ Weed aboard at first base on a walk. First and second now. Weed is on base for the first time tonight. And here's Reggie Willits. Willits 1 for 2. 2 walks, a single, an RBI. He has scored twice. Infield and double play depth. Willits shows bunt, pulls up, and takes high, 1-0. Hinton at first was charging hard from the back and down the line. 1 ball, no strikes to count. 10-8 to score. 10 runs, 9 hits, 3 errors for the Quakes. 8 runs, 7 hits, and an error for the Mavericks. Top of the 8th. Willits pulls back, takes again, up high, 2-0. Martin back on top of the rubber. 2 balls, no strikes. A look back at second. And now the pitch. Again, Willits pulls back and takes high, ball 3. And now another call to the bullpen and somebody else getting warmed up for High Desert. 3-0 to count. Away from second is Haskins. Weed from first. That pitch not even close. Low and inside, ball 4. And the bases are loaded for the Quakes in the 8th. Moving to third base is Paskovich. To second base goes DJ Weed. And the score, Quakes 10, Mavericks 8. And still no movement from the High Desert dugout. Martin is going to stay in this ballgame, and he, as the right-handed pitcher, is going to face Rancho Melgarejo. Melgarejo, 1 for 4 tonight, singled and scored in the 4th. Couple of strikeouts. He struck out swinging against Martin in the 6th. Here's the pitch to the plate. Curveball misses down low. 1 ball, no strike. Well, Martin's still trying with that curveball, try and get out in front. Melgarejo currently batting .375. 1 ball, no strikes to count. Nobody out. Martin looks back at second. Time is called. Melgarejo steps out of the box. 10-8 to score, top of the 8th. Quakes trying to get that lead back where it was. At one point, they led by 7. 1-0 pitch, and that one's a double play ground ball to second. Crab puts it to short for 1. Chavez back to first. In time, a double play. Coming in to score from third is Paskovich, and the Quakes now lead it 11-8. Moving over to third base on the double play is DJ Weed. Paskovich comes in to score on the 6-4-3 double play. And if you ask the Mavericks if they are satisfied with that, I think that they would take it at this point. They can keep them out of the big inning. Now here's Erick Aybar, switch hitter, batting left-handed. He takes inside from the right-hander Martin, and the count is 1-0. First double play tonight the Quakes have hit into. A run in for the Quakes, 11-8, and now Aybar drills this one. Right field, Candelaria broke back, now comes in and makes the basket catch about thigh height, and the inning is over. Aybar now 1 for 5 on the night. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, a man left on. We head to the bottom of the 8th. Quakes in front, 11-8.
Is your business ready to forge ahead? Well, a good way to get ahead is by advertising. A good way to advertise is with a sign or banner from the Sign Shop. From design to installation, the Sign Shop provides magnetic signs, vinyl lettering and graphics, metal signs, screen printing, custom banners, wood signs, and more. Give them a call at 945-5888 or log on to signshopofrc.com. That's the Sign Shop, located at the corner of 6th and Archibald. The Sign Shop. A business without a sign is a sign of no business.
It's a whole new ballgame. Playing baseball. Family fun and so much more. Rancho Cucamonga Quakes. The excitement you've been looking for. The Rancho Cucamonga Quakes.
Individual tickets for July 3rd go on sale Monday, May 3rd. Ticket prices for this game are $2 more per ticket than regular ticket prices. And following the game is the Independence Day post-game fireworks show sponsored by Dig Alert. Remember, tickets for the July 3rd game go on sale on May 3rd.
Bottom of the 8th we go, and the Quakes in front of this one 11-8. The Quakes scoring 1 time in the top of the 8th, but the Mavericks probably willing to take that because the Quakes have the bases loaded and nobody out. And Rancho Melgarejo hit into a double play. Here's the first pitch to John Vandenberg, and he slices that one into right field and a base hit. Leadoff single there in the bottom of the 8th inning. The Mavericks had already shown that they could come back in this ballgame, scoring 5 times in the 5th to make it a 2-run game. There was no need to bring the infield in. The Mavericks skipper electing to play the infield back, willing to give up a run if it meant getting 2 outs in that situation. That's exactly what happened, and it completely changes the ballgame. Chavez pops this one up, foul territory, third base side. Paskovich on the warning track in foul territory, now backtrack and missed the catch. Staying at first is Vandenberg. 1 out, and Morris in the top of the lineup coming up.
Number 1, designated here from left Morris.
With that being said, playing the defense that way allowed the Quakes to add a run to their total, but it kept the Quakes from opening up a bigger lead, perhaps, and putting the game away in the later innings. Morris drags the bunt up the first base side. Turner picks it up. His only play is to race to Morris coming up the line, and he tags Morris out. About 10 feet in front of the bag at first, they crossed paths, and Turner had to go to his knees to kind of swipe a tag with the glove. And Morris is out number 2, making it safely to second. On the put out is Vandenberg. Two away, here's Caleb Kraft. 1 for 2 on the night, 2 off, scored a couple of times. After that on home plate, Kraft currently hitting .400. 1 out, check that 2 outs, and Vandenberg from second base. Time is called. Paskovich plays right in on the lip of the grass at third. Aybar, the shortstop. Weed stands back at the edge of the infield dirt. Second base, Turner playing off the bag and back at first. 2 men out. I'll look back at second. Bilkey now tries again to step off. And now he's going to call Napoli out to the mound to talk this over. Quakes Baseball tonight is brought to you by the original Carl Buddig. With 9 distinct flavors, look for original Carl Buddig at your favorite grocer. Carl Buddig, a real slice of life. 2 outs, a runner at second base. Bilkey from the stretch. Looks back at second, kicks and fires home, and the pitch, a breaking ball, missing outside. 1 ball and no strikes. In the top of the 9th inning for the Quakes, they will send Napoli, Porter, and Gates to the plate. 1-0 the count. Bilkey seeks at second. Now he kicks from the stretch and fires a fastball on the outside corner. And the count is even now, 1-1. Good strong wind blowing out to straightaway center. In center field, Willits shading Crab towards left center. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Bringing a foul back to the screen. 1-2. Warming up in the bullpen for the Quakes, Rich Thompson. Thompson has really been chomping to get out there to Monday night's game. That's what you want out of a closer. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Crab takes inside. Ball 2. And ideally, everybody would like to see, including Thompson, the ideal situation is that the Quakes open up a lead and add more runs in the 9th, but he'd almost prefer for the save situation to be intact and have a close game so he can go in there and show that he can close it down. 2-2 pitch down low, 3-2. 2 men out, runner at second base. Thompson, who's warming up in the bullpen, closed out Saturday night's victory at Bakersfield. Full count, 2 outs. 11-8 Quakes, bottom of the 8th. Bilkey. Ozzie. Here's the 3-2 pitch, and that one is pulled foul. That's towards the Quakes bullpen. Down the right field line. Still a full count. On the California League out-of-town scoreboard, the no-hitter that we told you about in Visalia was broken up in the 7th inning. Visalia leading that one 2-0 in the 9th. Jimenez, the starter for Visalia tonight, had a no-hitter into the 7th. Inland Empire beat Bakersfield today 3-2, and Lake Elsinore beats Lancaster 8-1. 3-2 pitch, foul back to the screen. So with that Lancaster loss, Inland Empire moves ahead of Lancaster in first place, and the Quakes can join the 66ers if they win and jump a half game in front of Lancaster. San Jose leading Modesto 9-3 in the top of the 7th. Full count, 2 outs. Runner from second. Bottom of the 8th inning. Here's the pitch to Crab, and it's low in the dirt, ball 4. And Crab is on base. First and second now. And the tying run is brought to the plate, and the man is Jeff Ure. And Bobby Meacham is coming out of the dugout. And we'll see if this is going to do it here for Bilkey. Rich Thompson warming up in the bullpen. And indeed, we are going to have a pitching change. So Rich Thompson coming in to relieve Austin Bilkey. And we'll tell you more about Thompson. We'll take a 60-second break with this pitching change in the bottom of the 8th. And we'll be back right after this.
In baseball, the pitcher's best friend is the double play. If you're looking to add beauty to your landscape, the Pond Builders and Landmark Landscaping is the perfect double play combination. At the Pond Builders, we feature Aquascape's patented ecosystem. It's the perfect solution for ponds, waterfalls, streams, and custom bridges. And for the finishing touch around your new pond, our parent company, Landmark Landscaping, is a licensed contractor with 17 years experience. See what we can do. Visit our website at thepondbuilders.com.
One of the most desired qualities on any baseball team is speed. The same is true in the business world. The next time you're faced with a near impossible printing deadline, call Jimmy the Printer. We're your one-stop center for fast and professional mailing services, copies, printing, faxing, laminating, and binding. When every second counts, count on Jimmy. Stop by 257 North Mountain Avenue or log on to jimmytheprinter.com. Fans, mention you heard us during Quakes Baseball and receive a 10% discount.
Rich Thompson goes back to the mound for the first time since the loss on Monday night, where he gave us the 3-run home run in the bottom of the 8th inning that proved to be the game winner for High Desert. And Bobby Neeson told me last night before the ballgame that if it was all possible, he was going to get him out there on the mound last night. Wanted to get him out there today. Here's the first pitch to Jeff Ure, and it's fouled off to the right, 0-1. And now Ure representing the tying run at the plate, facing Thompson, and he has been brought on to close this one out here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Tonight, Ure is 1 for 4. Thompson steps back on the rubber. Away from second base is Vandenberg. Crab, the runner at first. And the pitch is sharply pulled to the backhand. Takovich at third. He's going to race to the back and win the foot race with Vandenberg for the fourth out to retire the side here in the 8th. So Thompson comes in and gets Ure into the fielder's choice, and the inning is over. No runs, a hit, 2 men left on, and we head to the 9th inning here in Adelanto, and the Quakes holding on to an 11-8 lead.
It's a whole new ballgame. Quakes baseball. Family fun and so much more. The Rancho Cucamonga Quakes. The excitement you've been looking for. The Rancho Cucamonga Quakes.
Charter Media presents the Friday Family Fun Pack. 4 clubs, 4 hot dogs, 4 sodas, 2 Boomers miniature golf passes, 4 one-hour GameWorks passes, an accurate automotive oil change, and 2 Cold Stone Creamery ice cream, all for just $38. Available for select Friday games. Make your plans to be with us.
Family fun and so much more. The Rancho Cucamonga Quakes. The excitement you've been looking for. The Rancho Cucamonga Quakes. It's a whole new.
Around here, folks take pride in their landscape. They know a beautiful yard starts with the right materials. And around here, people like to do it themselves. That's why they rely on Haven Building Materials. Haven features a winning lineup of blocks, cement, rocks, sand, and gravel, everything you need for your landscape. And they deliver, too. Folks in the know rely on Haven. They have since 1978. And you can, too. Just stop by Haven Building Materials at 9393 Haven Avenue in Rancho Cucamonga.
The English have a heritage rich in tradition. If you'd like to experience a bit of that heritage for yourself, stop by the Bulldog Pub. Enjoy the best English-style fish and chips around, as well as a great selection of import and domestic beer. Play pool or darts. And while baseball isn't cricket, we've been serving Quakes fans for 18 years. Stop by the Bulldog tonight. You'll find us in the Upland Northwest Shopping Center under the clock tower on Mountain Avenue. The Bulldog Pub, a taste of Britain in Upland.
Pitcher for the High Desert Mavericks here in the top of the 9th inning. Right-hander Nick Slack still faced Michael Napoli. I apologize. It's Michael Napoli, Greg Porter, David Gates to face Slack. And a pitch to Napoli, a big swing and a miss, and it's 0-1. to Gallia. Napoli with a 3-run home run in the fourth. The Quakes have scored since then. But that 3-run home run in the fourth inning right now is the difference. The next pitch from Slack is a strike, and it's 0-2. Slack sports no sleeves out there on the mound with an extremely high rate kick from the stretch. He bends over, somewhat animated on the mound, pauses at the belt, and he kicks his leg up high, Maricel style. And the 0-2 pitch is a high pop-up, shallow right field. Crab going out at second, and coming in is the right fielder, Candelaria. He tumbles, and he makes the catch. Wow. He grabbed and hit and going out at first and second, and it's Candelaria coming in.
Designated hitter, Ray Warren.
And he makes the catch, tumbling down. So, there's one out. Black was warming up in the bullpen last inning. How about the job for Forrest Martin? Gives us just a couple of runs tonight in long relief, and Porter fires that one to shallow left center on with a dive is Boyd, and he makes the catch. Another play in shallow left center where Boyd was going out. Chavez, the shortstop, as well, and Vince, the center fielder, all converging on the ball. And it's Boyd in left field going to a slide to Rob Porter of a hit. Big defensive plays. You always wonder if they carry momentum through into the bottom of the ninth inning. And it's close game like this. 11-8 Quakes. It certainly only helped to get that team right back in the dugout and not make them stand out in the field a long time when they have some work to do in their last at bat. First pitch to David Gates is rolling away 1-0. Speaking of home runs, Napoli with a 3-run shot tonight, and David Gates in his first 2 at-bats tonight with 3-run home run. Next pitch, strike, and it's 1-1. Actually, a 2-run home run in the second, and a 3-run shot in the third. 5 RBIs tonight for Gates. He is 2 for 4. 11-8 Quakes, top of the ninth. Thompson will pitch the bottom of the inning. 1-1 pitch. Slapped hard in the hole at short. Backhanded, knocked down by Chavez at shortstop. He throws to first, and the ball gets away from the first baseman. Gates is safe on an infield single. He will not take an extra base. He was going to beat that throw anyway. So an infield single there for Gates and Justin Turner, who tonight is the one Quake hitter not to reach base. He's at the plate. Turner is 0 for 4. On the out-of-town scoreboard in the American League, the Angels currently leading the Mariners 5-4 in the bottom of the 7th inning at Edison Field. Brett Hood is homered for the Mariners tonight. Tim Salmon for the Angels. 1-1 to count, 2 outs and a runner from first. Oakland beats Texas 9-4. The Tigers over Toronto 5-3. Yankees at home 5-1 winners over Tampa Bay. Next pitch to Turner is the ball 2-1. The White Sox beat Kansas City 10-9. Minnesota over Cleveland 10-6. And Baltimore at Boston postponed due to rain. For the second day in a row, next pitch outside. 2 balls. No strike. Turner. The Dodgers leading the Padres 10-1 in the bottom of the 7th at Petco Park. 2-0 the count. Runner from first, 2 outs. Black. From the stretch, now time to call. The umpires finally called time on Slack. 2 balls, no strike. 2 outs. Highlight pitch from the stretch, and it's outside. 3-0. He has a quick delivery. I'm surprised from the stretch, even with the runner on, that Black gets that leg up there. Black, 6'1", 215, listed on the roster. Pitched last year in Helena for the Helena Brewers. 3-0 pitch. strike call on the inside corner to Turner, 3-1. He doesn't have that high arcing leg kick, kind of like I said earlier, like Juan Marichal or even Fernando Valenzuela. He gets it about as high as those guys did, but he really kicks it high up there. 3-1 pitch, and that one is full foul, and that one hits the right stander down the right field line and glances out of play. Full count to Turner. 2 men out, top half of the ninth, and a runner at first base for the Quakes. 11-8. Black bent over at the stretch with his glove on his knee. Pauses at the stretch. Runner goes at first on the 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. And the inning is over. No runs, a hit. A man left on base here in the ninth. We head to the bottom half of the ninth inning. Thompson headed back out to close it out. And the Quakes in front, 11-8.
Termites, feasting, fishing, tackle, paints and spackle, tubs, jacuzzis, tapes and movies, everything from A to Z. Tile and lumber, tons of plumbers, elevators, coffee makers, radiators, party favors. Take a look and you'll think
When it comes to making their buying decisions, people today let their fingers do the walking through Yellow Book Yellow Pages. It's no wonder. Yellow Book's packed with money-saving coupons, restaurant menus, and vital community info. And with more ads than ever before, it has everything you need right at your fingertips. It's easy to spot. Just reach for the Yellow Directory with the map on the cover and join the smart shoppers who choose Yellow Book, not the other book. Put your business in Yellow Book. Call 1-800-YB-YELLOW.
not the other book.
First pitch to Travis Whitten here in the bottom of the ninth inning is a ball, 1-0. And the Quakes in front, 11-8. Rich Thompson back out onto the mound to try and close it out. Next pitch is down low, 2-0. Thompson battled a few control problems on Saturday night when trying to close out the ballgame, but settled down, did not allow any hits. And he picked up the save in the Quakes' first win of the year. 2-0 pitch is low and inside, 3 balls, no strikes. And Thompson got out of the 8th inning. Retiring Jeff Jury came in with a first and second situation, and 2 men out, relieving Austin Bilkey. And he was able to get out of the inning with a big bouncer to third. Pastovich fielded the ball and raced to the bag and beat the runner coming up. Next pitch, 3-0, outside, ball 4, and hitting is aboard on a walk. So, a leadoff walk, and tonight for the Quakes pitching staff, there has been 5 innings in which they have walked the leadoff High Desert pitcher, or walked the leadoff High Desert batter. 9 total walks by the staff tonight, and 5 of those 9 walks to lead off an inning. Here's Dan Boyd. Dan Boyd on the night, 2 for 3. And the pitch, and there's a fastball for a strike by Rich Thompson, and the count is 0-1. 11-8, Quakes. Bottom of the ninth, trying to take their second game in a row, and second game of this series. Runner from first, Thompson delivers, and the pitch is a little bit low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Into the ball game, pitch running for Travis Hinton is Pete Rasmussen. Rasmussen was a designated hitter a couple nights ago. Pinch running for Hinton at first. And the 1-1 pitch is dive high in the air, down the right field line. Into the corner goes Melgarejo. To a dive on the track, can't get it. It's past him and it goes into the corner. Being waved around second and told to stop at third is Rasmussen. He's the lead runner. And Dan Boyd is at second base with a double. That was a high fly ball. Melgarejo was playing in straight away right field. And he had to really range over hard into the corner. And we tried to go to a dive on the track to come up with the ball. He could not get it. But Rasmussen at third, as the first pitch to Scott Candelaria is low, 1-0. Rasmussen, the runner at first at the time, had to hold up and wait. And so that ball fell. He went about halfway and then took off. 1-0 pitch to Candelaria. He's the tying run. He skies it on the infield. Paskovich at third, calling off Aybar, waiting for it. Paskovich makes the catch for the first out. 1 away. This is not the first time in the later innings that the Mavericks have brought the tying run to the plate. And Kennard Bibb is now at the plate. He, again, will represent the tying run. Kennard Bibb, the center fielder tonight. Second and third, left-hander, and not hold up on a check swing, and he goes around, and it's strike one. The Quakes at one time led in this ball game by the score of 10-3. Then it was 10-8. One strike to count. The pitch is fouled off to the left, and it's 0-2. And now it's 11-8. And Thompson not only trying to close it out for the Quakes, but also to give himself some confidence out there on the mound. Bobby Meacham said that he was still beating himself up, and after the day, after the game on Monday, and Bobby Meacham said, you got to have a short memory in this game. Pitch is rolling away, gets away from Napoli in the dirt. He skids over to the grass and to his knees to stop the ball along the first baseline and flips it back to Thompson covering the plate. The runners do not advance. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the count. We'll be on the air with you tomorrow night live at 7 o'clock. Here from Adelanto. 11-8 in favor of the Quakes. Bottom of the ninth. 1-2 to count the pitch. They're setting up inside. Thompson throws. Inside corner. Strike 3 called. And Bibbs doesn't like it. That is the second out of the inning. They were setting him up. The whole at bat. And Napoli, you could see him setting up inside, and they really busted it in on the hands of Bibbs. 2 out. First strikeout in this appearance for Thompson. Here's Sean Vandenberg, and he represents the last gasp and the last hope right now for the Mavericks. 2 for 3 tonight, walked in the second inning. Tonight's attendance, 1,003. 1,003 is tonight's attendance. 2 outs, runners at second and third, bottom of the ninth. 11-8 Quakes and Vandenberg. The tying run at the plate. The right-hander takes strike 1, and it is 0-1. Eleven to 8 to score. Thompson takes from the stretch. The 0-1 pitch is low in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike. One ball, 1 strike. 2 outs. Runners from second and third. Thompson throws in the next pitch. Check swing, rolling away in the dirt. The appeal to the base umpire. And Vandenberg held up. 2 balls and a strike. Runners From second and third, Thompson pauses from the belt, kicks, a 2-1 pitch, and that one's a bouncer. That one back into the dugout. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And now, Thompson has the Mavericks down to their final strike. Quakes 11, Mavericks 8. A ball game that wasn't close for a while has been close for the last 4 innings. And the Quakes are holding on to a lead. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bottom of the ninth, and Thompson throws. The pitch is low and away in the dirt. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Full count, 2 outs now. Thompson will do it again. Open first base for Vandenberg. On deck is Chavez. Here's the 3-2 pitch, and that one is a tapper foul up the third base line. The count remains 3-2. 2 men out. Thompson has had to throw some pitches here in this inning. Quakes 11, Mavericks 8. Bottom of the ninth. Thompson with the ball in his glove. Now joins the hand there and pauses. Nods, comes home. 3-2 pitch on the outside corner. Strike 3 called. The ball game is over, and the Quakes have come into high desert. They have taken the second game for the Quakes in this series and take a 2-1 series lead on the Mavericks and win it tonight 11-8 with the series finale coming up tomorrow night. And that one feels real good for Rich Thompson as he closes out the ball game with the first 2 men reaching in the inning, gets Candelaria to pop up to third, and gets Bibb and Vandenberg on strike 3 calls on the outside corner. So this one in the books, and it goes to the Quakes, the 11-8. We'll come back with the totals right after this.
An advantage in sports is playing in front of the hometown crowd. If you're looking to buy or sell a home, you can get that same home team advantage. Just call Ivy Carroll's Realty Service. As a local company, nobody knows the area better than we do. For immediate action on all your real estate needs, contact Ivy Carroll's Realty Service at 909-476-0640 or log on to ivycarrollsrealty.com. Ivy Carroll's Realty, located in Cucamonga and in Fontana. Be sure to ask about their home buyers ministry.
It's a whole new ballgame. Playing baseball. Family fun and so much more. Rancho Cucamonga Quakes. The excitement you've been looking for. Rancho Cucamonga Quakes.
Reserve a pregame picnic at the Epicenter for a unique group experience. After the picnic, your group of 25 or more will move to your seats to watch the game. All options include all you can eat and drink, plus your game ticket. Choose from 3 great menu options. Prices start at just $15 per person.
Family fun and so much more. Rancho Cucamonga Quakes. The excitement you've been looking for. Rancho Cucamonga Quakes. It's a whole new ballgame.
You know the goal of baseball is to get home quickly. The last thing you want to see is some player lollygagging around third when there's going to be a close play at the plate. Well, Farmer John feels the same way about ham, bacon, sausage, and hot dogs. You know, all Farmer John products are made fresh right here in the Southland. That way they get home as quickly as possible, and it's just a short slide into the plate. That's your plate at home, not home plate. Get fresh. Get Farmer John.
Hi fans, Jason Anaforian here to tell you about Storage Max in Rancho Cucamonga. At the Quakes, we've had no worries storing our items at Storage Max. With the latest technology, Storage Max provides climate-controlled units keeping items from discoloration, fading, or getting dusty. This is especially great for the hot summertime weather in Rancho Cucamonga. Storage Max has units from 5x5s to 15x40s with 24-hour access. Storage Max is a new facility located at 8363 Foothill Boulevard between Vineyard and Grove Avenue in Rancho, Cucamonga. Jack and Carmen, the managers of Storage Max, have helped us with great customer service. Now let them help you. If you're ready to move or just thinking about moving, give Jack and Carmen, the managers of Storage Max, a call at 909-949-3600. Again, that's 909-949-3600.
Score tonight, the Quakes win it 11-8. 11 runs on 10 hits, 3 errors. The Quakes stranded 5 runners on base. For the High Desert Mavericks, 8 runs, 9 hits, 1 error, and the Mavericks stranded 9 runners on base. Time of tonight's ball game, 3 hours and 15 minutes in front of a crowd of 1,003. Ozzie Lugo picks up the win in relief for the Quakes. He's now 1-0. Martin taking the loss in relief for the Mavericks. He drops his record to 0-1, and Thompson picking up his second save. That's going to do it from here for the game. Now let's stay tuned for the Yellow Book USA postgame show. Again, the final score, it is the Quakes 11 and the High Desert Mavericks 8. The postgame show is next.
Rancho Cucamonga Quakes baseball has been brought to you by Vineyard Bank, Pepsi, Laughlin's Convention and Visitors Bureau, Allstate Insurance, McDonald's, Galliano Winery, California Department of Conservation, Red Roof Inn, Fast Frame, Southern California Housing, and by Yellow Book USA. KWRM 1370 is the radio home to the California League affiliate of the Anaheim Angels. This is Rancho Cucamonga Quakes baseball. The Yellow Book USA postgame show is next.
Termites, feasting, fishing, tackle, paints and spackles, herbs, jacuzzis, tapes and movies, everything from A to Z. Tile and lumber, tons of plumbers, elevators, coffee makers, radiators, party favors. Take a look at your name.
When it comes to making their buying decisions, people today let their fingers do the walking through Yellow Book Yellow Pages. It's no wonder. Yellow Book's packed with money-saving coupons, restaurant menus, and vital community info. And with more ads than ever before, it has everything you need right at your fingertips. It's easy to spot. Just reach for the yellow directory with the map on the cover and join the smart shoppers who choose Yellow Book, not the other book. Put your business in Yellow Book. Call 1-800-YB-YELLOW.
Not the other book.
Welcome to the Yellow Book USA postgame show. Look your information up in the Yellow Book, not the other book. This is Quakes baseball.
This is the name of the game tonight for the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes as they head into High Desert and take the third game of the series. And the Quakes did it by a similar theme to last night. They jumped out early. After the Mavericks took a 1-0 lead, the Quakes answered in the top of the second with David Gates with a 2-run home run to left field, and that gave them a 2-1 lead. But in the third inning, the Quakes were right back at it again, and they answered up 2-1. The Quakes with a leadoff walk to Willits. 2 outs later, Michael Napoli, we hear from him later on. He walked, putting runners at first and third at the time because Willits stole second and moved to third on a ground out. With runners at first and third, and up to the plate stepped Porter, and before Porter could do anything, there was a balk, and a balk came in, and that allowed Willits to score to make it a 3-1 lead. And after Porter walked, David Gates stepped up to the plate. And for the second inning in a row, Gates connected for a home run. 2 home runs on the night for David Gates, and that pushed the lead for the Quakes after 3 innings to 6-1. High Desert answered with 2 in the bottom half of the third off of Phil Wilson to make it a 6-3 game. But in the 4th inning, we told you you'd hear from Napoli. Well, Paskovich walked to lead off the inning. Weed struck out swinging, and then Willits singled to right field after a wild pitch, allowing Paskovich to move to second base. Paskovich came around third to score, putting a run on the board and making it a 7-3 Quakes lead. Rancho Melgarejo followed with a single to center field, putting runners at first and second. That chased the pitcher from the ball game, Costello. Martin came in, got Aybar to fly out to center, and then Michael Napoli stepped up and hit a 3-run home run to right field, and that made it a 10-3 ball game at the time, and the Quakes had blown the game open for the moment. Napoli's home run was played big in this game because in the bottom of the 5th inning, High Desert scored 4 times to make it a 10-8 ball game. So it was a battle with the bullpen, and tonight the Quakes bullpen was the one that prevailed in the top half of the 8th inning. Getting an insurance run was Melgarejo. Now the Quakes had bases loaded and nobody out, and they were hoping at least for for something more than just a base hit, but they would take anything. They would certainly take anything to add to their lead. At the same time, High Desert, they played the infield back. They were more than happy to give up a double play to allow a run because it would keep them out of the big innings. So the Mavericks got their wish and got Melgarejo to hit into a double play. Ideally, you'd like to get out of the inning without giving up any runs, but hey, beggars can't be choosers. And out of the inning were the Mavericks 1 out later, but the Quakes scored a run to make it 11-8. High Desert obviously figuring, hey, we can play the percentages here. We came back. We scored 5 runs in an inning a couple of innings ago. We'll take our chances. We'll give up a run. That's what they did. But they would not score off of the Quakes bullpen in the 8th. Ozzie Lugo, Austin Gilkey, and Rich Thompson holding the Mavericks offense scoreless through the last 4 innings of this ball game, and Rich Thompson getting back on a good note, saving the ball game tonight, his 2nd save of the year, and the Quakes win it 11-8, and the first 2 runners reached base for the Mavericks here in the bottom of the 9th inning, but Thompson worked his way out of it, getting the final 2 hitters to strike out looking, and this one was in the win column for the Quakes. 11-8 is the final score. We'll come back with a final recap right after this.
Galliano Winery, located at 4231 Wineville Road in Mira Loma. In business since 1927, the Galliano family's roots run deep in Cucamonga Valley's winemaking history, offering a unique array of 25 varieties, including award-winning wines, as well as custom labels. The Galliano tradition continues to grow in the Inland Empire. Try the latest award-winning wines in a relaxed country atmosphere of the tasting room. Enjoy a tour of our landmark complex or relax in the beautiful picnic grounds. To reach Galliano Winery, call 909-685-5376 or stop by Monday through Saturday 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Sunday 10:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Once again, call 909-685-5376.
Here tonight, the Quakes win it 11-8. Reminder, we'll be on the air live for you tomorrow at 7 o'clock with the pregame show coming your way. Again, the final score tonight, it was the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes 11, the High Desert Mavericks 8. Tomorrow on the mound for the Quakes will be Joe Saunders, and it will be a good one. You'll want to tune in tomorrow. 4th and final game of the series, and remember the home opener coming your way from the Epicenter. The home opener coming your way on Friday night. Now for my engineer in the studio, John Souter, this is Jason Anaboyan signing off and inviting you back tomorrow night. The final score again, it was the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes 11 and the High Desert Mavericks 8. The Quakes, along with the Inland Empire 66ers, will move into a first-place tie after the Lancaster loss tonight. They will move a half game ahead of the Jethawks. We'll talk with you tomorrow night. Again, Quakes win it 11-8. Have a good night, everybody.
You've been listening to the Yellow Book USA postgame show. Look your information up in the Yellow Book, not the other book. KWRM 1370 is the radio home to the California League affiliate of the Anaheim Angels. This has been Rancho Cucamonga Quakes Baseball.